Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to This Podcast Ends With You, episode 12, our first ever two-part episode. Would you believe that? This week and next week is going to be our spoiler review of Neo the World Ends With You. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this. Now we are delivering it on time as promised. I'll be honest with you guys, we did not expect it to take 4.5 hours for us to do the spoiler review of this game. So this podcast is going to be split into two parts. One is going to be out this week. This week we're going to be talking about doing a deep character analysis on all the main characters of the game, as well as talking about the story's ending. And then next week we're going to be talking about the writing, the visual design, the gameplay, and the music of the game, as well as giving our final thoughts on the game as a whole. A very exciting episode indeed that's prepared for you, that is brought to you by our wonderful Patreons, including brand new patrons Salty Dwayne, Kyle Turpey, Krista Ventresca, Dark Dude, Saimatsu Shipper, Shin Kojin, Zetaslow, RSB Willow, and of course, Exilra. Please consider joining them and supporting us on Patreon, and I would like you to enjoy the first part of our Neo TPEWY spoiler review. There you go. I don't give a shit.
Considering that you shouted at me a second ago, I'm not sure if I'm ready.
I'm fine that you shouted at him.
No. Wow!
Welcome back to the show that is full of friendship and rainbows. It's really, I feel like our friendship has only gotten stronger since this podcast has begun.
Oh man, I'm glad this isn't the 6-month special intro.
I don't know how to start
It's
it now.
gotten stronger, but it's also gotten more chaotic.
That was a good start. Let's just go. We're reviewing Neo TPEWY, spoilers and all.
Usually we wait for like a half an hour into the episode before we start testing the strength of our friendships. But I'm glad that we're doing it from the 99.
Literally good 99. That's how it starts.
I like it. I appreciate it. Welcome back to This Podcast Ends With You, episode 12. A couple of notes about episode 12. First of all, this is our Neo the World Ends With You main story spoiler review. What that means is we will be reviewing the main story. So basically reviewing everything about Neo the World Ends With You, except for the post-game content, which we're defining as Another Day and the Secret Reports. Because
you can blame Ahmed.
Neku hasn't played them either. So it's, if anything, blame Mai for being an overachiever.
Mai is a little quick on the uptake here.
It took me a week, and you guys are still playing 3 weeks later.
I got masters!
Let it be known, I have been working full time.
We have an education. Whatever, Mai. Whatever. All right.
I'm sorry that I beat a game.
Because the rest of us have a life. We have not continued, and we have not got all secret reports yet. So we will be keeping those another time. We will be playing. We'll be getting all the secret reports and doing Another Day again, and looking at if there's a secret ending, we'll be looking at it, and then we'll discuss that at a later podcast. But we will be doing all the other spoiler aspects of the game today. That's all we're doing today. This is going to be the entire podcast. We're not going to be talking about news because there's not much to talk about. And also, the other reason is that this podcast is pre-recorded from the past. Because as you hear this, I am currently laying on a beach on the North Egyptian coast with my swimsuit and bodyguards protecting me from fangirls. So
this man would not offer us the same. He would not offer us the same luxury as going on vacation. So we'll be slaving away in the news mines.
I was sick on vacation.
I haven't had a vacation.
It's okay. You guys will get your vacation another time. It's fine.
Yeah, you'll pay for it at some point, right?
With that being said, thank you, Neku, for streaming this on my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for posting this on YouTube. But yes, so that is what is happening. This is going to be pre-recorded. But yes, it's still here for you all to enjoy. I don't know how long this will be. This might take ages because there's a lot to say. But you know what? No time like the now. Neku, you obviously see my little thing, so you can help me out with the things.
Yep.
Yeah, the time to. Okay, cool. All right. Neo, the world ends with you. Spoiler review. So, yeah. So as we said, due to time constraints, we have not been able to do the secret reports. So this will just be mainly about the main game, and then any context or anything the secret reports add, we will not be discussing. Which is why Mai might hold her tongue at some points.
I'm gonna be in pain.
Yeah.
If you hear her grunt in pain, it means we have something to look forward to.
Yeah. Which is gonna be great because we're starting off a story. So.
Yeah, we're just gonna rip that band-aid off. Good luck, Mai.
Yeah. Just start off. It's okay. Just don't think about the pain. It's all right.
There's already a knife in her back, and she's just waiting for someone to pull on it.
That's how it is.
I'm gonna pull it out myself and point it at him.
Why at him?
So, these notes are all over the place, but I think a good way to start this off is talking about the characters, right? Because that is, or should we talk about the timeline and the events? And I don't know, I feel like
there's not a good order to do this in because they're just tied together so integrally.
That's true. Let's talk about the characters first then. So character development. Let's talk about the okay, let's talk about them as people first, and then we'll talk about their visual designs. All right, because that can also work into sort of graphics and that kind of thing later. The characters and character growth and the character arcs in this game to me were super duper interesting. I should say, but full pretenses, I love this game. I love the OG game. Like, this is like, call me biased, but I've been a diehard TPEWY fan for the past, 10, 12 plus years. But like, I honestly do think that the character arcs and the character development is super duper great. Basically, every character has like a deeper side to him. I bet like all of them, like, kind of Rendo is kind of the super indecisive kid that learns that he has to be goddamn decisive. Like, there's a super good moment with. Yeah, okay, you know what? Let's talk about Rendo. We'll take it that way. Sorry, I'm figuring out the structure of this as we go along.
Paul, come here.
No, the Paul. Who must you be referring to, Osman Eku?
Paul Castro Jr., the gentleman who we interviewed in the last episode. What stopped showing?
Oh, you mean the previous episode of This Podcast Ends With You, which is available on YouTube and podcast platforms everywhere?
Yes, I do. Mai, take it away.
I really do like Rendo a lot. I found myself relating to him the most, just like as personality wise, which like, you know, he has his moments where I'm like, wow, that's kind of a dick thing to say, and I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds about right for me.
Should we start calling you Rendo then?
Oh god, please don't. Yeah, because like I don't know, he's always on his phone. I am Googling things, and I am also always literally Googling things I don't know, which is a lot. And you know, he has his social problems, and you know that's why he wears his mask, because he doesn't really, like, the whole thing is that he doesn't make a lot of decisions for himself. And while like I also find myself pretty indecisive, but mostly just not wanting to. In this regard, I related more to Neku, in like not really wanting to socialize, but nowadays, like, I do want to socialize, but I'm just too awkward to. So I always feel like, an example, like, I always feel so bad about interactions online, because, like, I won't approach. I'll always need to be approached and, like, talked to, because I'm too awkward.
So you need an Ahmed to ball and chain your ankle and yank you.
Yeah, I guess that makes you fret.
As if there was any doubt about it.
Yeah, he's literally fret. Like, actually,
I feel like I'm like the perfect midpoint between beat and fret. Like, that is how I feel about myself.
They're very similar characters, but we can dive into that. Ahmed, what did you think about Rendo?
I didn't think he's as interesting as Neku in terms of his evolution from the OG game, but
Agreed.
I think he's a very strong character, and the way he grows is fantastic, and the performances, like I think the voice performance and like, oh, you're looking up to the voice actor they had on the pod. No, genuinely, the voice performances in this game are phenomenal, and they add a lot to the characters, and I think that is definitely the case here because he has a lot of different aspects to him. Because like, yes, he is kind of like awkward and a bit more introverted, but he genuinely cares, for example, about Fred, and he genuinely cares about keeping him around because like. Whereas Neku didn't give a shit, right? Like, Neku was introverted but didn't give a shit about people. Rindo is introverted, but he still cares about his friends. Like, the very first replay that he did was because he lost Fred, and that's what triggered everything.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, it's interesting. Like, he's not super introverted. He has moments of, like, sort of, like, friendship and, like, even making decisions. Like, he's just got shoehorned into a leadership position, like... probably my favorite moment in the game story-wise, something I'm gonna spoil now, is him when he's meeting Hazuki, and Hazuki is like, well, this is the better outcome. Shibuya isn't dead. Goodbye. And he's like, no, I want to go back because Shibuya isn't anything without my friends. Like, that is like the hardest decision to make, and yet he took it, and that's kind of like where his character shifted. Yeah, I like Rindo. I like him. The problem is there are so many damn cool and interesting characters in this game that it doesn't end up getting on the top of that list for me. But I do like him a lot. Neku, your turn.
Speak no evil is Rindo's motif. We've seen it in a couple of interviews how a number of different of the staff are like, Neku was hear no evil, Rindo is speak no evil. Rindo's character arc is much more subtle, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing is when he does grow, it's not as obvious because it's not like you can't show someone that they're starting to make their own decisions with just one big decision. A bunch of smaller things leading up to it, which is what happened in the game, makes it a bit more obvious. But to have Rindo make one huge decision, and that's his turning point, and that's where he like consistently stays good, I think that's the reason why people are saying Rindo wasn't as strong as a main character, because Neku grew over time, and Rindo was forced at the last second to break his bad habit. I like how it is written. I absolutely love Paul's performance, just it's good. It is absolutely stellar how much you can attach to a character just by hearing their voice. Yeah. But I can definitely say if they had made it to where you can see Fret trying to encourage Rindo to make decisions in the first day of the game. Like in the prologue, he's like, where do you want to go eat lunch? And Rindo doesn't want to decide. If we had seen more decisions imposed upon him and more of his internal struggle. Actually, a great example was when he was thinking about offering Shoka to join the team. That was the start of seeing the transformation. And it was in the last week, or like the last part of the game. Like it was week 2, day 6. I think that's when Shoka joined. Or was it day 7?
Day 7.
So we're like
yes,
2/4 of the way, or 3/4 of the way through the game, and that's when he had to start making his own decisions. That felt too late, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I think like, yeah. Yeah, I think it's. I don't think it's late. I think it's just. I mean, it falls into the whole dynamic of like, Shoka is the person that pushed him to better himself in that way, which. I guess logically we should talk about Shoka next, even though like she's not next in importance, but like I do think their relationship is quite important.
Keep in mind, this is a spoiler review. If you don't want to know Shoka's secret identity, leave now.
Oh, if you haven't finished... Okay, if you have not played the full game, why are you even listening? I've already spoiled a big chunk of, like, the big game. I said it's a spoiler review. It's in the title, damn it.
This is the last chance, because this is one of the biggest spoilers.
But Shoka as a character... What do you guys think of Shoka as a character? Go on, Neku. What do you think of Shoka as a character?
I love her as a character. A lot of people are like, she's just mean, and I'm like, no, she's putting up a face so that Rindo doesn't realize that she's Swallow.
I don't know about that one, champ.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that shit at all.
I want you to look back at the conversations they had between Swallow and Rindo through the app versus how every time he had an issue, she always popped up. When he didn't know what to do and didn't know what to think, he always asked Swallow, and after they finished the conversation, Shoko was there immediately. Because she actually cares.
Yes.
I really think the IRL Reaper version of her, when she was there in person, is closer to her actual personality than her as Swallow.
I think that's still played up.
See, the thing is that Shoka puts on a face, and this kind of, and I totally can relate to this, like, in person you act a little bit different than you do online. And, because there's a little bit more confidence, I guess, when you're behind a screen. And I know that, like, I'm a bit quieter in person. And so Shoka puts on a face when she's out in public. And so that's what I've always gotten from her, where she's, like, insecure, but she puts on this face. She can really try to be herself with her online friends. And so that's what I've always taken from it. But, you know, I still think that those two personalities are her and they bleed into each other.
I was saying
how,
she wasn't
she was...
My biggest thing is she's not 100%. I absolutely hate everything, which is what you see a lot until the last week of the game.
You know, she becomes more her. She's letting down that guard when she joins their team, and after, you know, she stays on their team.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Ahmed has a comment.
No, I'm just trying to process it. Like, it's interesting because, like personally, like, I don't relate to Rindo or Shoka very much at all. Just as a person, it's just I don't relate to their struggles. I relate to other struggles. Like, I relate to Fred a lot in his struggles, but like, not particularly those two.
That's one of the beauties of TPEWY.
Yeah. There's always somebody you can connect to. Mm-hmm. I think she's cool. I think she adds a lot to the game. Just the interesting thing is that I feel like her progression was very back-ended. I almost feel like I wish she joined the group a little bit earlier. It's like, the way I thought about it is like, what if Aharu actually got character development? I feel like it would have to been... It doesn't even feel rushed. It just feels like we got a lot of it all at once.
Week 3 had a lot packed into it.
Because I have comments, but I might wait.
Okay.
We'll return to that subject then, moving on.
She comes in on, like, last day of week 2, and then, like, straight into week 3, we have, like, 3 separate points where she is, like, the central character of that day. Whether it's the Ayano stuff or the Suzukichi stuff, or, like, there's a bunch of places where, which, to be fair, this is the point where you really start talking to a bunch of the other Shinshuka Reapers, so that kind of makes sense. But I guess it was just a bit... I'm fine with it. Like, she's a good character. I like that she takes pictures of her food.
Why is that the thing you always latch on to?
Because it's so fucking cool. It's so, like... It's so real. Like, it's like she would take a picture of her food before eating it. Like, I don't know.
She's one of those girls.
I will always say the translation of the game is spot on, because every time you see the sprites, you can infer what they would be like, and the translation and the localization match that almost to a T.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess she's not like they're just like. I guess they're just not my favorite characters, but I do like them a lot. I do like them a lot. I'm gonna get this out of the way, right? I'm about to drop a bomb because I'm sure people are curious. I am very lukewarm on the Rindo Shoka relationship. I said it.
Let's get this out of the way.
I think we should. I think we should get out of the way right off the bat.
Because I think people are coming after. I'm at pitchforks in a second because of the shit he prefers.
I am very lukewarm on it. I get it. I think they have good moments. I think Shoka being Swallow was a good twist. I definitely like the ship a bit more when I found out she was Swallow. I guess I'm just not into tsunderes. I guess that's what this means.
No, I want you to
Meanwhile-
tell them what ship you preferred.
What, Nishiki? You mean that?
No.
What you meant?
The other one you thought Shoka should be in. You mentioned it multiple times.
I'm not saying that they should be in a ship. Like I said Beat and Shoka, right? I just think like to me I like that dynamic a little bit better.
I still
just 'cause,
don't
like-
understand it.
What the hell?
See?
Hear me out though. Hear me out.
You're gonna have to try
Fucking
real
out. What
hard
the
on this
hell?
one.
No. Hold up a second. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. It's so I love opposites. I love when fucking opposites like help each other out and make each other better. And I feel like super upbeat but kinda dumb Beat makes a perfect match for a sort of like more sassy but smarter Shoka. I feel like they have a lot to learn from each other.
I still
That
don't
was
agree with
my
that
opinion.
statement.
That's look, man. That's how I see it.
I vehemently disagree.
It's also like just like they obviously have respect for each other's other things. It's not like they don't give a shit. They obviously have some kind of respect for each other. But I'm also not gonna die in this hell. Like I'm not. It's just to me personally, the way like the ships I prefer, I prefer that dynamic over the Rindo Shoka dynamic. But that's just me.
My
Something about
comments
that.
on his preferred ship.
I think it's gonna be interesting because like my
brain
opinions on this shit
hurts.
is like literally polar opposite to mine.
Did you just say my brain hurts?
Yes.
No, your brain hurts. I can't be the only person with this opinion.
I
I-
get the whole opposites attract thing, but like they hardly interact.
That's why I'm not saying this is a ship that should happen. I'm just saying I like that dynamic better.
I feel like this is another one of those scenarios of the dynamic is good, they should not be in a relationship. I think that's my opinion on what you think about that. Because those two actually being together would be absolute chaos. Because there's multiple voice lines in the game of Shoka just being like completely dismissive of Beat.
I know. What, she's not fucking dismissive of Rindo? Exactly.
The difference, at least to me,
Exactly.
I was about
Silence
to
is worth
answer.
1,000 words.
I literally was about to answer.
Okay.
The difference is Rindo and Shoka have an established relationship via Rindo and Rin Dragon and Swallow. I think that's the biggest thing.
But he doesn't know that. He does not know that.
But
No,
she
that's bullshit.
does.
Who gives a shit? No, but like that's a one-sided thing. He doesn't
There
find
were
out that
multiple-
until the last day, the second time.
I actually disagree with that part because there were multiple moments where she was about to say I'm something and she stopped herself or was cut off.
You really
Literally-
think Rindo's smart enough to fucking pick up on that? Come on.
No, it literally was like he invites her to the party and she's about to say, I swear to God, she's about to say I'm Swallow, but somebody pipes up and she stops talking.
All right. We're going in circles. But I do see what you mean.
Isn't that what we always do on these podcasts?
You have been suspiciously quiet.
I'm fine.
I need to hear your opinion on this because I know you like that ship a lot more than I do.
Okay, yeah. I like them because I do like tsunderes. And she is like a good tsundere. There are bad. Okay, like I can see like there are bad tsunderes, but she's actually a really cute one because she makes it a little obvious, but also not too obvious, and that's why I think you might be a little bit conflicted because she is a little bit mean. But for me, then I can get why you're lukewarm about them. Like they're not like my favorite ship. But I do ship them, but like I don't feel too strongly about it. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm still coughing. And where the hell is my brain going?
Apparently your brain needs coffee.
No, that makes things worse.
oh shit.
Yeah, like for me, the minute that Rindo got mad at her, I was like, okay, yeah, I like this ship, because that kind of bring like a dynamic a bit more, where like they started actually interacting a little bit more and like making each other like feel emotions, even if it's like a bad emotion. At least it's not like lukewarm. So I don't know. I guess I just like angst.
Actually, here's a genuine question for you. Obviously, during the ending of week 2, Rindo got genuinely mad at Shoka, and at the beginning of the week 3, he turned around and goes, "I didn't mean it." How did you feel about that?
Me, I was fine with that.
Okay.
Because I was like, okay, I mean, well, I guess like it is weird that he was just like, I didn't mean that, because I think that he did. So I didn't even think about that, but I don't know, I must have just dismissed it.
Suspension of disbelief is a powerful drug.
But yeah, I should clarify, by the way, I don't hate this ship. I'm like, it's fine. It's okay. It's serviceable. It's not like I don't hate it like I hate Joshua Neku. Like it's not that level, but it's just like I don't know.
I feel my biting her tongue from across the room.
You can't ship somebody who shot somebody twice. That's all I'm saying. You can't do it. Why do you say? Next push. No, next character.
You were You were like, oh, I like Beat and Shoka's dynamic. I like that kind of dynamic in characters. Meanwhile, I also like dynamic in characters, which is why I like Joe.
I have never seen Beat hold a gun. I have never. I've never seen him hold a revolver. I'm moving up before I get more mad about this.
Let's talk about Fred. Let's talk about Fred. Let's talk about your best boy.
Let's talk about Fred. Fred is probably tied first for my favorite character in this game. Mostly because I relate to him a lot. Because God, he's fucking awesome. I love him. I love the puns. I love the stupid jokes. I love him always trying to like put on a happy face. I love the crippling depression that's underneath.
That's a weird way to say that.
No, it's like even like one day like hint at like just like this is all a front, or this is him trying to cover up on pain that he has. Like I like that a lot, because sometimes it is true that people like use comedy as a fucking as a way to cover up the pain they're in. And what really sold me is like his just like the dynamic he had with Kanon. By the end, like that's just like it just really rounded out the character for me.
I genuinely think Kanon and Fret would have been an amazing ship overall. Oh
yeah, no, that's it. Well, actually, I don't know about that. I'm not too sure about that. I feel like they're better as like super close friends or mentors, just because like we'll get to it later. We'll get to it later when we get to Kodan. But I think he's awesome. I think he's really cool. Oh, and his connection to Nagi made shit for me like as well. Like especially near the end, like all like him getting on with Nagi and like that whole conversation and like the last day, and like fuck, I love that. I love them together too. Like I think they make awesome friends. Like I just love Fred. I like Fred a lot. He's a very good number 2 in this game. He's super duper good. It's always fun having him around, and he's around for basically the entire game. So I like Fred a lot.
I was really expecting for there to be like more of an impactful thing to happen between Fred and Rindo, because they had that argument during week 2, and they were like really cold to each other because of Kanon, and it just kind of resolved itself. I was expecting for there to be something more to happen with that. I don't know why that just kind of popped in my head about that.
I can agree with you there, because they had that argument and it kind of just cleared itself with no real resolution.
Yeah.
That's interesting, yeah. I mean, I think it's just to kind of like mellowed out about it over time. But yeah, I think that was definitely an interesting point in their friendship. Like again, it's like that connection between the two is so important to the entire game. Because like there's so many moments that like again, the very first time he replayed was because Fred was in danger.
Fred was dead.
Fred
was
died, actually.
dead.
He was hella fucking dead.
He got crushed by a fucking truck.
Yeah, that wasn't danger. He was just dead under that truck. Also, that was one of my favorite voice line deliveries, period.
Yeah.
Like the Fred, are you okay? That was genuinely a teenager could not believing what he could see in front of him.
Voice acting in this shit is good, man.
I remember my friend, though, when she saw that scene, like, she has no TPEWY knowledge, but she was watching me play the demo. She's like, of course he's not okay. Why are you asking?
It's a panic moment, to be fair.
I
know. But yes, moving on. Nagi, we're gonna move things on a little bit because goddamn we'll be here all day. I feel like this will probably be the longest section. Just talk our thoughts on the characters.
I feel like that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah, well, honestly, we're probably gonna focus a little bit less on the other aspects just because they've kind of been discussed before, and our opinions on that aren't too different from before. But continuing on, Nagi is fucking awesome. Miranda's performance is fucking. Oh yeah, I should mention oh god, why is his name escaping me right now? Fred's VA. Griffin Burns.
Griffin Burns.
Fucking incredible. I love his performance. Fucking great. Shout out to all the voice actors. They're fucking incredible. Including Nagi. Nagi does an aura and also a JoJo pose and also a Kamehameha. Need I say more? Need I say more? I don't think I need to say more. She's fucking awesome. Such a joy. I love her.
Yeah, just the random like noises that Nagi makes. Just props to Miranda for making just like the most fangirly sounds. Just so good.
It's one of those things of like I hear her make those voice lines. I'm like, those are coming from the soul. Those are not acting. Those are her knowing how to make those noises.
Like she has made that. She didn't come up with that shit. She made that noise before. She's just recalling a memory.
I think Nagi was probably. She had a flat character arc. She didn't need to learn anything outside of not dismissing people, and you don't really see her change until after you beat the main story. And she's like, "Oh, she called Fred Lord Tosai." That's when you see her accepting Fred, and that's kind of her beginning of her transformation. But she's a very flat character through the game, which I'm okay with.
I'm not gonna fully agree with that.
Me either.
I think she just has a lot. I just think a lot of her development's internal. I just don't think she shows a lot of it, but I do think she definitely has development. Like for example, like her saying like, "This is not your Kanon" when that entire thing happened. Like that's a fucking incredible moment between them because like she triggered that shit by herself, and just her bravery in like doing the dives and shit. No, I think she definitely has a good character arc. I don't think it's bad at all.
The only reason why I disagree is she said multiple times the dive isn't the hard part, it's the anxiety of failing. And she continues to do it even with that anxiety, and she's been doing it from the start. It doesn't get easier for her. She just keeps doing it.
Sure, but the situations get a lot harder.
Doesn't mean that she is growing mentally in that case. She's just like, I have to do it. I have to continue. Like the last dive when she dives into literally everyone, and Fred was like, you can do it, and she was okay with that. I don't think that was her growing as a character because she's been able to do it from the start.
I disagree. I
completely agree with Neku this.
What?
Yeah, I completely agree with Neku. I absolutely love Nagi's character, and I do adore her, but she did not really have any character growth. And like her growth was very subtle. And honestly, I didn't even pick up on it. When I finished the game, I was like, what the hell was her problem? Because I didn't even think she had one.
She said it herself. Her problem is she dismisses people. Mm-hmm. She says things that she thinks people want to hear. And that is her problem. And at the end of the game is when you finally see her trying to change that. You don't see it throughout the entire game.
Yeah, no, it is subtle, and I don't think it's constant throughout the game. It's definitely another sort of development that's super back-ended. Again, I personally, the way I see it is a lot of the changes that she has and development she has is very internal in the way that she thinks. But she does show that she cares, and she does show how she changes as the game goes on. Again, the sort of her whole moment with Fred being a big one, and no, I definitely think that her courage and ability to like go into progressively harder dives is a big one. I think that's huge.
I think that's a good, like a huge part of something that she's been able to overcome, but I feel like she got through it pretty quickly.
Yeah, like there was never a dive that you failed, like because of her anxieties.
Like unlike in TPEWY, like in this game, there were no honest like battles where you would just keep going. Like, you know how Beat would always come up to us in week 2 and always fight, and it's an unwinnable battle. There were none of those in this game. I feel like there could have been an unwinnable dive where something happened with Nagi's character.
Like, I think
maybe.
My immediate opinion would be if they had given us a situation where Nagi could not dive and a consequence happened, that would have been a catalyst for her character growth, but literally every single dive is passable, period. And she says it's because of her anxieties that she's scared to do them, but when she has everyone behind her, she can do them just fine because she knows she's not doing it alone.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if we had gotten to the last part of the game and we were supposed to dive into all the people of Shibuya and she had failed then, that would have been a huge character moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have to disagree. We agree to disagree on this one. Because yeah, I think that's all my main points about Nagi. Unless anybody else wants to bring up something else about Nagi before we continue. Oh, I adore her animations. I will say that. I love her animations. Every single animation is a reference to something. It's fucking great.
The one thing I never noticed until someone pointed it out on Reddit is that her shirt changes depending on what food you feed her to different kanji.
Oh shit! Really?
I wish I could read. I haven't seen anyone post about like what it actually says.
I've seen it a couple times. I'll find it after the episode and I'll share it to you guys, and we can make it like a pinned comment or something. But it does change. It changes what it says.
I did not know that. That's cool.
I didn't notice until someone pointed it out.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
God damn.
And it's so cool.
Next up on the chopping block is it's time to open up your eyes because it's time for Sho Minamimoto.
Just gonna leave.
It's
there goes by. There she goes.
It's you're contractually obligated to stay. You know what? Not only are you contractually obligated to stay, you can start.
That's mean.
How you feel.
I'll start. This is your.
Oh no!
Dougie, you did this yourself.
you caused your own demise here. Have fun.
Nah, it's you know what? Feel free.
I
to
had
speak your
so
mind.
much hopes for Sho in this. Okay, I was really thinking we might get into something like concrete, maybe some story with him. No! He's still on his fucking composer hunt, and I don't even understand what the hell his purpose was in this game other than just to show up and cause more chaos.
Yeah. You damn straight. You damn straight. He doesn't give a shit. He just like, he looked at Shibuya being destroyed and being like, this is child's play. I have bigger fish to fry, and then fucked off. Like, he doesn't give a damn.
Exactly.
But that's his entire thing.
Yeah, but I like character growth. He didn't grow any at all.
It's me too. But he is like his growth is from like the previous game to this one. He definitely had some changes between the previous game and this one.
Yeah,
but
he's
no,
a
he
bit
didn't really.
nicer. He's calling them freaking he's not calling them Yoctograms. He's calling them Zeptograms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little bit bigger.
I guess that's a bigger number. Yeah.
I will hand it to him. Like, the best quote in this game is freaking 377.
Oh yeah,
no,
07734.
That is like the funniest fucking shit in this game.
I lost my mind when I first heard that. Oh. Neku. Thoughts?
You're not gonna like my opinion.
Uh-oh.
What? Yeah, I'll defend this one all by myself if I need to.
I love Sho in this game. As a character, he is stellar. He drives the plot forward, and he's here for a reason. They needed to do more with him.
I agree. That's like the one thing I have. That's the one complaint about have a Sho in this game is that I do kind of wish we got some direction as to what his goal was. Maybe that comes in the secret reports. But we really did, like, he just kind of, I think we were on something in week 1. We didn't see him all in week 2. I really thought I would see a lot more of him in week 3.
My biggest thing was he was here as a filler member for week 1. Week 2, we do not see him whatsoever most of the time. Week 3, we beat his ass, and then nothing else happens.
Yeah. I mean, he technically gives them the tools to do the thing in the ending and gives them the info to do it.
Like he helps them out, and again, he's here to drive the plot forward. But he didn't have. He is the flattest character arc in this game. Period.
Probably no. He definitely doesn't.
He doesn't grow. He does not change. His goal is constant, and his character is constant. He is here because he wants the Ravens, and he wants to be Shibuya's composer.
Yeah, he only helped save Shibuya so he could take that fucking job.
Yeah, he wants to be the composer. He's like, I'm going to save Shibuya so I can work here.
At least he has his priorities straight, but like, jeez.
I really wanted this to be like, Sho has been stripped of all of his power and he has to grind his way back to that level. I would have loved to see Sho struggle here, but he didn't. Yeah.
I was really thinking I was so hopeful.
The man got crunched and got back via Shibuya sigil for the second time, and he is just as powerful as when he left. That bothers me.
It's fine.
And then there's hardly like any explanation between like him and Coco.
That's like, a whole nother thing. The sigh of secret reports understood.
Yeah. So it seems.
No, actually not. That's just me being frustrated with the show.
What?
Oh, but
all right. What did you think of your boy? You can scream about your boy for the next 2 minutes.
Oh, baby.
All right, I'm gonna go take a break.
So I acknowledge that. I do think that I do kind of wish that we had a bit of a clearer idea of what his goal was, especially since I don't think he wants Shibuya destroyed. If he wants to be a composer at some point. With that being said, I fucking love Sho in this game.
I'm not
the
surprised.
Sho fans won. The Sho fans so won in this game. Not only do we get him as a team member, not only does he have a bunch of unique dialogue, not only can you swap him in as a team member after he goes away, but you can also, like, you have the Sho fight back. I was like, oh, he's a team member, so he won't get the Sho fight back. But we got the Sho fight back, and I was hype. I was so hype about having the Sho fight back. God damn.
What did you... Fun. This ties into his character. What did you think of Sho Hog?
I thought it was cool. It's interesting. It's like an evolution from, like... He's still a biped, right? And he's still, like... He's less of a lion, more of a boar, which is interesting. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a really cool fight. I didn't expect to have another Sho fight in this game. So that was a really pleasant surprise. And he still teleports around and shit, and he's still stupidly powerful, because Sho should be stupidly powerful.
He's composer level. We all know this.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how 5 kids with psych pins that don't have full power took him down, but that's just me.
Because he wasn't himself. He took the Ravens, they took over him, which is kind of silly that he didn't calculate that. But yeah, no, you're not gonna, no complaints out of me. The voice performance was awesome. He hit me with more math terms that I'm never gonna figure out. He says Zosetta slow when he dodges in the game. He's hype when he shows up. His outfit's great. He fucking like his moment with Suzukichi, where he like just like has a DBZ style like power up off where they just like summon their like auras at each other. Like, God, I really wish that was animated, because holy shit, that was the coolest thing.
I enjoyed the implications of those scenes. when Shoko was like approaching Sho and going, "What are you doing?" And Sho just auras up, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. But yes, he's awesome, and the way he interacts with other characters is awesome, and the way he just seems to know a lot more than anybody else is awesome, and he knows too much, and he knows too little, and he's super interesting, and I can't wait to see what they do with him in the next game. This is the thing, I feel like Sho is like one of the characters that I feel like is just gonna keep coming back, based on the way they're treating him here. If there is a TPEWY 3.
I really hope there's gonna be a TPEWY 3. I have a number of things to talk about later on that.
Yeah.
Yep. Me too.
But yes, in conclusion, he's still one of my favorite characters in the game. I still love him. I still love his style. I still love his I don't give a shit attitude. I love the fact that he's toned down now and he's a bit more smart. Like he's not crazy shouty like he used to be. But he's more composed and he's more like calculated about his shit.
Because he died twice.
Until he spells out hello in numbers and then walks away. Do you have any idea how hard I laughed at that shit? I lost my mind.
I actually had to have Floral explain that one to me because I didn't get it at first, and then she pointed out, and of course the fucking math whiz decides to spell out hello with numbers!
I saw it on Twitter and I was like, I hate Sho, but this is beautiful.
Literally everyone started laughing at that moment, I swear to God. If you didn't laugh at that moment, you didn't understand.
The way I'll end this off is that when at the end of week 1, after he left the party and I was super sad about it, I opened up the menu depressed. And I had Transformation started playing as my menu music, and then I rolled on the floor and started crying for 5 minutes. So
I can't. That is literally actually what happened, guys.
Yeah, they were there. That's actually confirmed. That's what actually happened.
Exactly.
Okay, time to talk about the OGs of the team. Starting with the best juke that this game was able to pull off, and like one of the few secrets it was actually able to hold on to.
People have been making fun of me for this for weeks, by the way.
Beat Daisonojo Bito.
That's not how to say
returning.
it.
That's not how you say it, but we'll roll with it.
It's fine.
Kinojo.
So, you know how I said that Fred is tied first for my favorite character in this game? Fred's Beat is the other character. God damn it, I love Beat so much in this game. I love him. Like, first of all, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit later, but god damn it, my favorite design in the game, 10 out of 10. Don't at me. Like, I love it. I adore his design. I mean, obviously, right? Look at me. Like, my design isn't that far off, but holy shit, he's so cool. I love the hair. I love the headphones. I love the jacket. I love his attitude. So here's the thing about him, right? Is that he is still like, so he's, well, let me collect my thoughts here. He's still Beat, right? He's still, isn't the smartest. He still dashes in head first into things. But like, you get to see this completely other side of him in this game where he's more mature and he's a bit smarter, and he's so good at reading the room and knowing when people need to get fired up and just bringing them up. It's so fucking cool to see that he's acting as almost like a big brother to this group because he is somebody with experience. It's like whenever he shows up on screen, it's a good time. It's a good fucking time. Whether it's misunderstanding about
Suzukichi's bored.
Suzukichi's bored, or him being a dummy and forgetting who Uzuki was, or every time he shows up on screen, he makes me happy. Honestly, he is. I enjoyed him about as much, maybe a little bit more than Sho in this game. That's saying something. I fucking
that is saying something.
It's just it's also because he showed up more. But goddamn, just everything about him in this game is 10 out of 10. I love him. I love him a lot.
Yeah, Beat is a fantastic character. I was shocked and so happy when he came back and his hood comes off and he's like, "I ain't Neku." And he's just Beat's just a sweetheart. He's such a bro. And he's grown up. You can see it. I mean, he's not making as many mistakes. Yeah, he went to school. And yeah, there's not a dull moment with him because everything that he brought to this game was just fantastic. And when I don't know if I want to save that my whole gush. I'll save it for when we do talk about Neku. But it's just he cares a lot about the Wicked Twisters. I mean, in that moment when they're fighting Sho, he wants to stick back and take one for the team. He has this feeling that he has to take care of them, and I just love him. And it's he shouldn't feel the need to give up himself for them and let them go. But that's just who Beat is, because he cares. I mean, just look at how stuff happened in the original game with Rhyme. He doesn't want that to ever happen again to anyone. So he's just such a good protective brother. even at the end of the game when Rhyme's getting chatted up by some rando.
Oh, I love that moment. It's so fucking great.
Excuse me, yo. I gotta go take care of something.
Cracks knuckles.
Beat is such a good boy in this game. The fact that we actually get to see a ton of him definitely helps his character overall, because in the original game, yes, we saw a lot of him, but we never got to really sit down with the character, so to speak. The anime helped with this a lot, and it filled in a lot of the character gaps that I think that we had. But now that we're seeing softer moments where he's able to chill out a little bit and watch people and help them learn, you can see he's a very, very well-written character. He cares a lot, and he will do anything he possibly can, including challenging the Noise Master in fisticuffs on his own. Mm-hmm. Anyone else remember the fact he literally walked up to Kubo and said, "I'll punch you in the face"?
Yeah.
I love that shit. I love that shit.
It ain't fair if I can punch back. I don't care.
Yeah. He's awesome. I love him. I don't know what more I can say. Honestly, candidate for one of my favorite characters in this game. Full stop. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters I really love in this game. But moving on to the other returning character, which I have to say,
I'm going last.
I hate the fact that trailer, in hindsight, this is something I'll talk about later, but in hindsight, I really hate that trailer 3 had to exist. Mm-hmm. Because
it didn't need to.
Imagine the double juke if we didn't see that cutscene. The double juke would have been insane. Like, we think Neko's in the game, and then he doesn't end up turning up, and then he shows up then? Imagine the screams. I'm so upset they had to spoil that.
You sound like I didn't destroy my voice in the first place.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, it didn't matter. You scream anyway.
Yeah.
Neku Sakuraba returns and joins your team, and also plays Twister at the same time, and I fell off my chair when that happened.
He kind of did. He kind of did.
Yeah.
So we will be showing off these clips when we react to stuff, by the way, because I'll mention it in the end, but we will be going through the game's days bit by bit and talking about those on stream as well. On podcast as well. But for now, yeah, Neku joins the team, and he has a brand new spanking design. And he's cool. I like him. I don't love him. Not because of anything bad that he did. I think his character was managed very well, in that he's like like he's seen it all at this point, right? And he's gone through so much shit. He's obviously more mature. He has no headphones. He is super listening to people and super hearing things out. He's just very calm. Like, to me, personally, a little too calm. Like, the one time I saw him show genuine emotion was when Beat got erased from one of the times the fucking, you know, Kubo
The Ravens
dirtbag pin activated. But I kind of wish he showed more emotion, because, like, even in the first game, he was expressive, right? Like, Neku was a douchebag, but he was expressive when he felt things. So I kind of wish he was a bit more expressive. But as sort of his stance as sort of a legendary player and his stature and his knowledge of the game, I think his character was managed pretty well. I just, goddamn it, just make Neku and Shiki hug, for fuck's sake. Like, how many times do I have to, like, I get it, Japanese culture, like, this is why, by the way, they can't have hold it. Like, it's just in Japanese culture, like, the whole, like, run up hug or kiss thing, like, it's just not a thing people do in public.
Public displays of affection are not common in Japanese culture.
So that's why, but I'll keep asking for it, damn it. But I am super happy with how his arc ended, even though fucking Joshua sent them to fucking Shinjuku, and he says it's for investigate. Ma, you want to go next? You want go next? Go next, please.
My, please go next before he has something jump down his throat.
Please.
Neku in this, I agree actually with Ahmed. Like I actually am really mad about trailer 3. Because you know it also showed us, you know, it gave us no context. But it showed us Shibuya being erased. It showed us Neku coming back. It showed us Hazuki. These are so many things that, like, obviously, I was not gonna not watch the trailer, okay?
Yeah. We wouldn't have been able to escape
it. Yeah, but, you know, I just wish it didn't exist. And, you know, whatever. But, just to get back on track with Neku,
That's the sigh of the secret reports.
Yeah. A little bit.
There are things you can correct us on later.
I'm thinking, because I can, he could have emoted a lot more. He should have, but just personally, he should have been a lot more closed off. He should not have been that soft, okay? After being sent to Shinjuku, trapped there for 3 years, and comes back and his city is being threatened to be destroyed, okay? He should have had no chill, okay? I understand that he's gone through some character development in TPEWY, but he should have had no chill, okay? He should have been a bit broken, okay? I don't want my boy to be all broken, but he should have been a bit broken, okay? He was in a desolate Shinjuku for like 3 years. How is he so soft? That's my
Coco?
Coco? Okay, dude, we didn't fuck that.
Oh shit. Oh boy. Oh shit. Yeah. Also, I am Nishiki for life. I will say that before we even get to Neku, because goddamn,
I will fight people on this ship now.
Yeah, us Nishiki fans ate super good. We ate super good this game.
Thank you for the congratulations. That is a genuine congratulations, and we will take it.
The OTP.
That's a half-ass congratulations.
OTP. All right, Neku, the floor is yours.
Hold on. Honey, cover your ears.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna just take my headphones.
Okay. I'm just gonna take some safety precautions here.
I'm not sure if I actually came through or not, but I screamed at the top of my lungs.
Well, that didn't catch on.
That's great.
Didn't catch
actually, it caught on my side. You'll put it in later.
I'll just put in fucking a Goku scream in there or something. I'll
actually do that. So, I am incredibly happy with the way that they actually portrayed Neku in this situation. There are a lot of things I wish they had added, but this is what I would call the best case scenario Neku. He went through hell for 3 years. The only person he had contact with was Coco, but he still came out of it going, I can fix this problem. I don't need to freak out. That's the way I saw how he portrayed himself. He was like, I'm confident. I have superpowers. I can read souls without a player pin, by the way. He just casually drops this information. Like, he just went, I can read souls. And everyone was like, what?
And
The
good,
fact-
good for Neku, okay?
The fact that once he joined the group, the game did not focus on him, which was one of the things I wanted to not happen. Yes, he is a key player in it.
I agree with that
but
shit.
It didn't give him the story. Rendo, Fret, and Nagi were still the center stage. And Shoka.
I agree. Although I definitely think especially near the end of week 3, like if you didn't play OG TPEWY, you'll definitely feel a little alienated by that point.
Mm-hmm.
Just with how much OG TPEWY related conversations were happening. But I think, yeah, the spotlight doesn't really move from the main cast very often.
And that's, yeah, I agree that it's good, but it could have been on him a little bit more.
This goes into my hopes for TPEWY 3. No, he did not need center stage here. I will vouch for that until the day this game finally falls off the face of the earth.
I agree.
Because they did not need to make the original cast the center focus the second they showed up. That would have been horrible and alienated so many new people that were playing the game.
Yeah, I agree. That would not have been good.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they were here in the first place is still kind of weird because this was supposed to be a sequel that didn't need to be part of the original, which I'll get to later. But Neku as a character is a pillar of strength, which is great for him because everyone starts relying on him the second he shows up again. But they also don't give him the reins. He is here as a supporting cast member, and I'm very happy with that.
Yes. I agree with that.
Also, him not emoting as much, this is the last comment I have. Him not emoting as much is still weird, but because of his experiences and how he learned to care about people over time, I can see him only freaking out when something traumatic happens at this point because he's already went through so much. So, like, when Beat got erased and he screamed, that made sense to me. Okay,
sure. I get you. No, you good. Okay, so we've gone through kind of the main party members, which, by the way, point for me for predicting that all of the characters on the cover are party members. I'll take that shit. I'll take that W comfortably in my pocket.
Yeah.
Let's go on to talk about. We spent an hour talking about the main cast, but it's fine.
We should come back to the supporting cast later.
I think we should talk about them now. So the plan is like, so if we talk about the characters, right, and we finish talking about the characters, then I'm okay still talking about, like, if we take like another 20 or 30 minutes to talk about the rest of the characters, right? And then we sort of talk about the writing, some of the graphics of the gameplay stuff, and the music. I think we're rounding things off pretty okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we should do?
What?
Hey, Mai, how's your husband doing?
No! Stop. Not yet. Please. I don't want to. I'm not ready.
Not the one you're thinking of.
It's not Joshua.
Okay. It's okay.
Joshua's not my husband. He's my
fucking
boy.
ruined my throat with that scream. Holy shit.
I heard it.
Let's okay. Hear me out. Let's talk about the Shinjuku Reapers first. Because I think that's kind of next on the priority list.
Okay.
Let's not spend as much time, which we won't be spending as much time on them anyway because they didn't get as much screen time. But let's talk about Suzukichi first.
He's fun.
He's a very fun character.
Yeah, Max did such a great job with
I have
voicing
no
him.
idea. Max, if you're Max Udall, the voice actor for Suzukichi, if you're watching this, how the hell did you voice get high and deep at the same time? It's so odd.
Legit.
It's awesome.
I can't
but
wait.
I don't know how the hell he did it.
If he's ever on this podcast, I'm going to ask him that question. I'm gonna take notes.
It's super impressive. But I actually like Suzukichi a lot. I think it's really cool. I think the twist of him being a Reaper is. I guess I should have seen it coming, honestly. Seeing
The Ruin Bringers all being Reapers from Shinjuku actually confused me at first, and then I thought about it, and I went, "That's literally the perfect way to make an inversion happen."
Yeah, I went through the same thing. I was like, this is more rigged than fucking the OG TPEWY. Oh my god,
dude.
this is perfect.
We'll get to that shit, because my god, this game was fucking busted. Yeah, Suzukichi. I think he's really cool. I think I like the fact that he sees everything in black and white. I like I kind of call bullshit on him in the end where he was like, "Oh, I was waiting to fight the boss myself." I call a little bit of bullshit on that, but I honestly enjoyed him. I thought he was super fun. Every time he showed up, it was a good time.
I will definitely say he's probably my favorite side character. He's obviously like part of the main story, but he is a side character. He doesn't influence much outside of trolling the Wicked Twisters until the very end when he finally reveals to Shoka. I was incredibly pissed off about the whole situation, but I couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Also, break the silence within yourself. But it's so good. It's so good. His theme, like fucking hell.
I'll get to music later. I will scream about this later.
Oh yeah. We definitely have to.
I just want to talk about my favorite part about Suzukichi is the memes that have come from him.
Holy shit.
Twitter
The
account, the
picture
Suzukichi
meme!
Twitter account that came from this is just phenomenal. I love it. And then Max did it to his profile picture on Twitter.
Yep.
It's so strong.
Also, Twitty is just Twitter typed by Suzy K.
Just like... Just blurred ass Suzukichi in front of every single place is my new favorite meme. It's so good.
Someone ripped that asset from the game and gave it to the internet, and it's been glorious ever since.
Oh, it's so strong. Yes, Suzukichi's awesome. His boss fight is awesome. His noise farm is fucking sick, dude.
He's a deer, right? Or is he a moose?
I think it's more moose.
I wanted to say like a ram, but like Higashizawa was a ram.
Like, the thing is, he's not Higashizawa. I think he's a moose.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things of like, how can you make a moose deadly? Give him a spinning forearm.
See, I want to say it's weird because like his snout more reminds me of a moose, but like his horns are pointy like a deer. So I don't know.
I love Fret's line. Well, how did he sprout antlers?
Yeah. The fights themselves and the banter inside of the fights and the fact that Suzuki is like, the second we saw him pull out the antlers and fight one, the story immediately kicked in my head. I was like, you don't get to have powers like that unless you're a Reaper, and that's why I got really suspicious of him.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
Also, the reverse eye motif is really fun. And yes, I am correcting myself. It is not Go. It's Othello / reverse eye.
Excellent job.
I thought it was Go too.
Excellent job. Y'all fucked it.
You didn't correct us at the time. You're complacent.
I don't need to take that
like
shit. I'm the host.
Knew better.
Next Reaper is Tsugumi, who turned out not to be as much of a douchebag as I thought she was.
Who also turned out to not as important as I wanted her to be.
Okay, let me ask this, and you cannot answer directly.
Okay.
Is anything answered in the secret reports about Tsugumi?
Moving right along. Oh,
okay.
Yes? Okay.
No, I needed to know that before I started ranting off because we have been waiting for Haichan's reveal for the last 7 years.
It's just odd that they chose her.
They didn't do anything with her, in my opinion. But if the secret report fixes that problem, I can hold my tongue.
I assume so. Like, the only thing about Tsugumi, like, I like her, and I like her character arc. There's two things. Actually, never mind. The one thing I was going to say is, like, when she shows up and Rindo was like, I feel like I know her. I guess that's because she's been sending him flashbacks. Never mind.
Yes.
Two, what do you mean her soul was stuck in a puppet? And if you stitch the puppet up, the soul goes back into the person? Question mark?
That made... it was... Because the thing is that... Crap, hold on, I have to think about this for a second. Never mind.
Is this
My answer is Kubo bullshit. My answer is Kubo bullshit because he's an angel and he doesn't. Or should I just call him redacted at this point?
Oh shit! No, why? Is he not? No,
the meme going around is because Kubo was exorcised and he doesn't exist anymore. People are calling him redacted.
Oh, that's fucking great. Actually, I like that
like
shit.
The freaking art book did that.
Yep,
that's
even
awesome.
The art book had him in the pictures and they had his name as redacted.
That's fucking awesome. I didn't know that. That's great.
An actual retcon.
We just got to do the thing on the podcast, you know, the thing from Kingdom Hearts 2, where like at the beginning,
Just
where, like,
blanket.
yeah. Where is? I can't find. He's not here anywhere.
I can't remember him.
But yeah, so Tsugumi, she's cool. Her voice is very pleasant.
She's Naminé.
What?
Her voice actor is Naminé.
Wait, are you fucking serious?
Dead serious.
My god, no one knew. I thought it was familiar.
Yeah, like Tay and I heard it at the same time, and the immediate comment from her was, "Is that someone we know?" And we had to look it up. It was Naminé.
Oh shit! Fair enough.
I don't know why I didn't look her up.
But yeah, Tsugumi's awesome. I thought she was pretty cool. I think she had a good moment in the story. Honestly, her first fight was like the first big moment for me in the game. That fight
was sick.
With the Mew.
With the one on the roof with Mew when you first when you're defending Beat for the first time and Last Call is playing. That fight is fucking sick. It's like one of my favorite fights in the game.
It's a good fight.
I also that fight and then her actual noise form fight. Oh my god.
Secretary Bird. That bird will stomp your face in at 40 miles an hour.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I liked her. She's super cool. She's obviously like way more important to the story than the main story lets on. I assume that's everything's gonna be explained in the secret reports. Considering she's the one who explains the dissonance, and she's the one who's been sending visions to Neku and Rindo and all that stuff. She's obviously stupid important. But yeah, she's cool. I liked her. I actually liked her a lot more than I thought I would. I
love her as a character.
Yeah.
I do really like her. I wish that she had more importance because I was expecting her to be really, really important.
Same?
And so it was just very odd that she wasn't. But you know, I still really like her. I think I'm gonna have to keep my comments there.
All right,
that's fine.
Fair enough. Where to go from? I guess we should talk about then the last member of the Roombringers real quick. Which is of course Kanon. I'm kidding. It's Shiba.
If only that would have been the plot twist of a century.
Holy shit. That would have been some shit. Shiba is cool. Actually, I quite like Shiba.
Where is his noise form?
Legit.
That's actually kind of odd. Oh yeah.
I was prepared to fight a big ass butterfly.
Same.
You know what? Now that I think about it, that is really weird that he doesn't have a noise form.
He is a game master. Previously, only game master level Reapers could have noise forms. Every Reaper has a noise form. Where is this stupid butterfly man?
Huh. I didn't think of that actually. Yeah, why doesn't he have a noise form?
I'm glad I'm not the only person who thought about this, by the way, Mai. I am glad that you had the same thought.
It pisses me off. Like, his fight, like, it's fun, like, watching him float around and be kind of a douche, okay? That is humorous. But I was expecting him to turn into a noise.
Yeah.
And, like, there was, like, no second, like, I don't think, he didn't have a second phase, right?
He had phase 1, and then you had the 104 noise battle, and then you had phase 2 where everything's destroyed. So he did have a 3-phase fight.
Okay. But he didn't change, that's the thing.
No, he never transformed. He never busted it out. He had extra moves in the second phase, but he never, like, pulled out butterfly wings. So yeah, there's my screaming about Shiba's noise form out of the way. Otherwise, I actually loved him. He's a good antagonist.
Yeah.
I
did enjoy him.
I agree. He was annoying. He teased you. You wanted to kick his ass by the end. He's turned out to be pretty reprehensible. Good villain.
Yeah, and he got totally used by Kubo.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like is they tried to redeem him in the end, even though he was being puppeted, and I was like, no, he needs to take his lumps. So him going back to fix Shinjuku is nice and all, and the fact that he's trying to fix things, but also like he didn't get punished for actively trying to kill Shibuya.
Well, I mean, I can't exactly blame him. He wasn't really in his right mind.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like the thing is because Kubo had like fucked with him so much. Like I think that's part of the reason why like he was doing all he was doing, and then like the second Kubo was out of the picture, like he just started being a little bit more reasonable. Like realistically, Shiba should have at the very end there said, "Nah, fuck you. Even though you beat big ass Fire Phoenix, yeah, we're doing this right here and now." You could have if you really wanted to.
Imagine that being the final fight of the game where he actually pulled out the wings.
Nah, she would have been
nuts.
cool. But character-wise, I'm glad that he didn't do that. Because, you know, he is a nice guy.
Yeah.
Underneath all of that, Kubo's smart.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we're all into it. I think we're all like.
Meanwhile, though, he's going back to Shinjuku. Who the fuck's gonna be the new conductor for Shibuya?
Good luck, Josh, figuring that out.
Next up, I guess we might as well talk about now. Is a very good character. I can't.
That man. One of my least favorite tropes is a villain behind the villain, because it's never written well. Like I can think of one or two immediate examples I actually liked, and it's because of a deep personal bias. Like, but villain behind the villain is a very hard trope to write. Kubo being the villain behind the villain actively made me want to murder him the second the ravens were revealed, and that's how you're supposed to do it.
Kubo's fucking great. No, that was a great fucking twist.
Unfortunately, I saw it coming because of the third trailer.
Like, him being the only person standing in Shibuya, I could definitely imagine him being a big part of it. I didn't imagine him being the final boss, essentially.
Yeah, neither did I. My only thing that I dislike about Kubo is that we didn't get to kick his ass.
Yeah, we never get to kick God's ass.
It's just he just like fucking house about us like, okay, now you done it. Go to the timeout corner. And then he gets destroyed by a light beam from the heavens. But
I think one of my favorite cutscenes in the game is when Kubo gets exercised, because the way that cutscene is made is the second Kubo sees the light in the sky, you can see the shock on his face, and he knows what's coming.
I need to watch that again. Holy shit.
Yeah, I might need to watch that again too.
Like, you can see his eyes widen the second the light shows up, and he goes, "Oh no.
Not like this."
And then he screams a lot. Xander Momus, you are a goddamn voice actor, sir.
Dude, the way he did that voice was top fucking
It was
notch.
so good.
You want to talk about an A-lister villain performance? My God, they need to make him do more villains.
Yeah, it's insane. It's super duper good. Xander, honestly, I really liked Kubo. I thought Kubo was well done. I can't wait to know more about what the fuck was going on with him behind the back, because that's definitely something that's said in the secret reports. But I really liked him as a villain. I thought he was menacing. I didn't expect a twist at the end of him being still alive. It's just really good. Also really smart. His plan worked out gangbusters. Like, he's really good.
It succeeded straight up.
Yeah. I was so, like, when we kept going through it, I was like, how the hell are we supposed to defeat this man? Because every time we go back, he gets stronger.
Yeah. It's sick.
It's definitely one of those things of, this is a villain who succeeded, and literally Deus Ex Machina had to happen to prevent it from happening again.
Yeah. Who else?
The Shibuya Reapers?
I think there's a couple of Shinjuku Reapers are missing.
Ayano.
I think those are kind of more minor, so I think we can kind of speed run these a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Ayano.
She was just kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like her
agree.
design. I like the iguana, but she was just kind of there to give Shoka a motivation during week 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's very off his story plot. I just wish she had. I wish we were told the story of the connection between Shoka and Ayano a lot more organically. Rather than
Please
just-
don't make me ever do 4 questionnaires ever again when you have to get the answer correct
Dude.
every single time.
So many people fuck that shit up.
I got it first try, except for one of them.
It was
Dude.
like 2 in the morning for me when we were doing that segment, and I had to take notes on what choice path I made.
See, I was like, when I got that one, it was Center Street, so it was like the last one that I got wrong, and I was like, well, I mean, I'm just gonna, I didn't keep track of what I answered, but I was like, well, I think I answered this one, because this, I don't know, maybe I'm just very Rindo, where I'm asking the questions that I care about, too.
Mm-hmm.
Little story reader, mind reader, you.
Next up is Kae.
He was very interesting. I really like his quirk about typing.
His social anxieties.
Yeah, I thought it was a very, very cool quirk, even though, you know, it's a social anxiety, but, like, you know, it's just very different for him to always, you know, type.
This is going to be a weird comment to make. Did anyone else feel like Rindo was supposed to have that quirk?
Yeah, you'd think so.
Speak no evil, and the fact that he constantly uses his phone. Every sprite has his phone in his hand.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good point. I mean, all right. But yes, yeah, no, I think Kai did his job. I think it was all right.
He wasn't really a plot convenience. He was just a cool fortune teller hacker guy.
Yeah.
I'm mad that we never got to go to a shop.
Same.
Yeah. I kind of wish so too.
Because, like, I thought the game was going to let us, because, like, you even talked about it.
Yeah.
There's some comments I have later about the game that I think will shed some light on that.
Right.
Hishima.
Cool dude, but...
Cool dude, plot convenience.
Yeah. That's another
Yeah, I
thing,
agree
like,
with that.
with Nagi, where, like, her character development, I didn't really see it until Hishima just, for some reason, was just like, I'll just state what your plot stuff was, and I'll fix your anxieties, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? It was very odd for me, where, like, he just comes in, fixes the problems, and even Nagi's, when he had no relevance. And I wish he did. I really like him. I really liked his design. And I think that, the voice actor, James, right? He did a great job.
He was a very, very minor role that had a very big impact. And I think it's all I can really say about him.
I think it's like, unfortunately, I think it's, to me, he's another case of Ayano where it's a lot more tell, not show, in terms of, like, his connection to, like,
Hey,
Shiba in
this
particular.
is Shiba's best friend. What?
Like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wish we saw more of that, but no, cool. Like, he's a cool character. He shows up pretty late. He helps out. He seems to have decent motivations. I like him. He serves his purpose. I liked him as a character. And obviously the performance was really awesome. I don't think there's a single voice performance in this that I don't love.
Every
love all
character
of them.
does a great job. Every single voice actor and every single character has their voices and personality to a T.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know. Who are we missing?
I don't think we're missing any more Shinjuku Reapers.
Fuck, you're right. I think that's all of them.
I mean,
Alright.
we can talk about the Shibuya Reapers now.
Yes. We'll talk about Shibuya Reapers and then we'll talk about some of the other team leaders and then we'll move on. Honestly, this might have to be a two-parter. We might have to, for YouTube, we might have to split this into 2 parts of just us talking about characters and story and then everything else.
We can do that probably.
Because this I get the feeling it's gonna be a super long one. But with that being said, Uzuki looks fucking killer. I love her new design.
I didn't know I needed Uzuki in a suit until I saw Uzuki in a suit.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like her design. However, like seeing the art book and seeing her other designs, she had this other design that was kind of like reminded me of Konishi. It just would have made a lot more sense because she looked up to Konishi so much.
To be fair, Konishi tricked her in the middle of week 3, so I can see why they went away from that. If we're talking about concept designs, by the way, they robbed Neku of his headphones and a really cool white jacket, and I'm mad.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go back to that shit later.
We'll get to that. Uzuki, I think she's cool. I think she's super good. I think her whole thing that she really wants to abide by the rules because she wants to keep the job that she's been looking up to for so long makes sense. And the fact that she finally decided fuck the job because she was more important in the end, and also her friend Kari is more important in the end, that makes sense. Good arc, good character, good voice acting, good moments with the OG cast, fun character. Wish she appeared a little bit more, maybe, but really enjoyable. Liked her.
I'm very proud of Uzuki overall.
Yeah.
She became a game master, chose to take in the Shinjuku Reapers, and still decided to follow the rules after a certain point. And when she hit that point of it's either Shibuya or Shinjuku, like Reaper wise, she went, screw it, I have a city to save. And that's when you realize how much she cares about Shibuya, just like Karia does.
So that's Uzuki. Karia,
Mai, do you have any opinions?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. My bad. Mai, did you?
Mai?
I'm here. I'm just thinking. I've always loved Uzuki. And I think that her role in this was just really great. Because, you know, she had that conflict that you're mentioning about, like, wanting to follow the rules. She's finally got this job. But then added to it, she finally gets this job, and she's been put on the bench. She's been benched, basically. And she has to, like, keep her hands off, and, you know, all she's doing is watching. And, you know, she hates it. And then, you know, there's also her stuff with Karia. And I'm just so glad my OTP got back together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that reminds me, like, again, the OTP. Karia's back. He slicked back his hair. It's pretty cool.
Lollipop Man is a fucking character in this game, dude. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot. I thought he was really cool. He was a good, like, sort of presence. He clearly still loves Shibuya and still wants to save it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to be around. He's a lot more he's a bit more energetic and a bit more on the ball than he was before.
He kind of has to be when his partner kind of left. It's one of the things of, this is the natural consequence of Uzuki getting the promotion, and you can see it in the writing, because he can't just coast anymore. If he wants to survive in Shibuya and still be a Reaper, he does have to participate now, because Uzuki can't just do the work for him, so to speak. Yeah. And him becoming an active character in this game was probably the best thing for him, because we get to see more of him, and he gets to pop off a lot more.
Yeah, it's true. No, he's great. I enjoyed him. I thought he was a great presence. My only complaint is that I wish it actually showed how powerful he was, because he is actually stupid powerful.
Mm-hmm.
He's a higher level he's as high as a level as a GM.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's super fun, and I love the dynamic between him and Uzuki in this one, and also between him and B and all the OG cast. I feel like honestly, the character interactions are the best thing about the writing in this game. Even if there's characters that I like more than others, every character has amazing interactions.
I just loved the interactions between Karia, Neku, B, Uzuki. Like, they're fantastic. Yeah. Like, they didn't remember their names because they never used them.
Yep. Neku in particular, not knowing their names is kind of hysterical, because he got so good at trying to pay attention to things. But B not knowing their names, that was hysterical.
Yeah. But I thought it was you can also just like see some like appreciation on Karya's side for him to speak so highly of Neku during week 2, and then when he is basically kind of protecting Neku, well, who was actually beat, of course. You know, he trusted that information to Rindo, but you know he wasn't just telling everyone where he saw Neku go off, you know, because you know he does care.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about Coco.
I actually really liked her.
You know what? So did I.
I was like, we all about to agree on something for the first time in like 3
Wow.
episodes.
And not just because she brought back Show. I like her for other reasons
That's
too.
her only flaw.
I actually think, like, as much as I was like angry that she basically called herself Show's master, I do think it's also fucking hysterical. I think it's the funniest shit to me. That this little girl has so much over Show. It's the best shit to me. Also, she's fucking older than half the fucking characters. She's like one of the older. We can't talk about the age thing from the guy in this because holy shit, that is a whole can of worms. But she's like 21.
No, she's 19.
Or 19, yeah. She's like way older.
She's the same age as me.
Fuck.
So, Ma, you getting a new cosplay theater?
Holy
No,
shit.
my god, my friend who only watched the anime, she loves her. Because she loves those kind of characters.
Honestly, Coco was a very good character in this. She was also a very good driving force.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she showed up and she was like, I have shit to do.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
also, I was so shocked that she ended up being a good person.
I'm gonna shoot Neku to go save Shinjuku. What kind of fucking logic is that?
Yeah. That was great. I like that,
She
actually.
was out of options. She wanted him to go, but he didn't fucking go.
She didn't ask. She just shot
I
him.
know!
Fucking brain rot of just, hey, I need to go save this city. There's one person I know who could do it. Instead of having a human conversation, I'm gonna pull out a gun.
Really, all of life's problems are sorted by guns.
I will
Yes.
always pop off about that, by the way, because that is fucking hilarious to me.
This message was brought to you by the NRS. But not really, though. NRA, shit.
Let's say NRS is the Mortal Kombat company, my dude.
Oh, never mind. Shit. But yes, Coco, yeah, she's pretty fun. I feel like there's a lot of Secret Report stuff that's going to be about her as well, so. I'm gonna
My confirm or
reserve
deny?
judgment.
There's not really much about her.
Really? Wow, that's surprising.
Not that I can't. I don't remember anything from her, so that basically just means to me that there's not much about her.
Oh,
Now
shit.
watch, I'm gonna go read it. I'm gonna go scream at Mai later.
What else? That's all the Shinjuku Reapers. I guess then let's go through the last.
Oh, I just want to say, I just love her voice. Okay, like her voice acting is phenomenal.
Yeah, fucking awesome. I loved it. It was like
I don't know how you capture annoying little teenagers so well.
It's like I wish her had her name on hand, but holy shit,
Yeah, I
the
can't
voice
remember.
also did a fantastic job.
The first time I heard Splendiferous, I wanted to throw my controller into my TV, and I believe that's the correct response to that voice.
It's just the exact voice that I thought she would have somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. So then I guess we should go through the last two characters we're going to talk about, which are the three leaders. Let's talk about Fuyo first.
Plot device.
Yeah, plot
Yep.
device. Yeah, plot device.
Again, week 1 enemies don't have a lot of character moments because you're world building so hard through the first week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we had the same problem with Higashizawa, plot device. Great character. I had intrigue, but we weren't going to know much because bye-bye.
Yeah. Also, I will say that the Perverse Society had some of the funniest fucking dialogue early in the game.
I'll agree with that.
Where they're talking about rivers and how they prefer rivers with more curves, whereas some of them like a little bit more age and experience to them. It's the best shit.
That was the funniest shit ever. And then the whole realization when it was like freaking
it's a gacha game.
I was like, oh my god.
Gacha game players, where are you at?
So yeah, I know. Like, Deep River Society was cool. Fuya was cool. He served his purpose. Next up on the chopping block, Motoi.
Fuck off!
Yeah, I agree with that.
Genuinely one of the most interesting characters in this game, and I fucking hate him. I think that was the point.
I think he's another victim of the trailer 3 rude me syndrome.
If they hadn't revealed that he was a faker in trailer 3, his character moments would have been a lot more impactful.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I genuinely loved him. Like, his interactions with the Wicked Twisters were great. The surprise twist, quote unquote, was really good. And his boss fight is fucking infuriating, as it should be.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. No, I quite liked him, actually. I think it was the right amount of asshole. I thought him being another was interesting. I loved his stupid fucking, like, motivational messages that turns out he ripped off. I love how they made no sense.
Yep.
He
ripped them off, but they make no sense.
Genuine, like, that feels like a comment on influencers of, like, social media. I think that's what the writers were going for, in my opinion. And I think they nailed it pretty good.
Yeah. Also, just the his oh fuck, I'm losing my train of thought. Shit. Never mind, I'm losing it. Never mind, we're moving on. I'll get back to it if I remember.
Mai, do you have any extra thoughts?
Well, I just like his song "Act the Fool" is literally like a
It's a sample.
It's a sample. That's the word. It fits his character so well because it's not a song completely made from scratch by Ishimoto. And like a lot of the songs in TPEWY are made with samples, but a lot of them, they still have, original parts that Ishimoto composed himself. But no, this song is completely just taken from the sample, and it's just so perfect for Motoi.
I didn't know that, actually. That's fucking awesome. That's sick.
It's a really cool fun fact that you would not know unless you were really looking for it. Like, it's just really good, and I really enjoy it, and I love that song, and I hate that it's Motoi's theme.
Yeah. I also liked... I like the dynamic of, like, him, like, Rindo kind of trusting him, and then he... Oh, I really like the fact that he tried to fuck with Rindo in the ending of the first week, where he sent him, like, the hint.
Yeah.
Which turned out to activate him more.
Mm-hmm.
That
was the first hint that Motoi was not as he seemed, and I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. And obviously, it goes without saying, the voice performance is fucking stellar.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a weird question, though.
Right.
How did Rindo remember another of Motoi's in the Reapers game, and that's supposed to wipe people from your memory?
Because another was in the game.
Like, no, he mentioned that another had influenced him throughout his life, and then he joined the game. He should not have known another unless Motoi died at the same exact time.
What? Okay, I'm confused.
No, I think if Motoi was already in the game before Rindo hopped in the game, that would make sense.
That's the implication.
Yeah, I think that would make sense because he remembers Fred because Fred was with him in the game. Like, it makes sense, but it also it's not like they forget everything about the RG when they get into the UG either.
Yeah.
No, it's when you enter the Reapers game, you are basically wiped off the map. Because remember when, at the end of week 3, when Rindo survived week 3, everyone forgot who Fret was.
Right, okay, I see what you're saying now.
Okay, I see what you mean, yeah. I guess they
Like-
died at the exact same time?
You know-
Question mark? Oh, I don't know, bro. This is way too much.
It's a
IQ
weird
for me.
rabbit hole that I've been
have
thinking about for a few
answers,
days.
But you're not like you are making a point. It's in a way talked about. It's not about Motoi that it's talked about in the secret reports, but something along the lines. And I'm just thinking back, like going back to it, and I'm like, I guess that would make sense. And like you guys might not even catch it when you read the reports, but I'll explain it to you guys after.
Okay.
Why I'm thinking about it. But I think I'm going to shut up there because there's stuff.
All good,
I will get
because-
my answers later is the implication.
Yes.
It's all good because now we get to go. I remembered what I wanted to say about Motoi.
Uh-huh.
When he fucking ran a Kickstarter in the middle of his fucking fight, I lost my shit. That was so funny.
I want 100,000 yen to make myself stronger. People just start throwing money at him.
The fact that it's so good. It was so well done. They started a GoFundMe for fucking mid-fight.
So hold on, okay. I did not check. Does he actually take the money from your account? Because I did not have that much money.
No, it's his supporters
are
in
supporters.
Pure Hearts that donate to him.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was actually stealing my money, and I was like, "You bitch!"
No. That would be game breaking.
That'll be funny. But yes. And now we get to talk about Canon. Now, I'm gonna need a minute, right? Because I need to say something real quick.
Okay.
When I first started this game and I saw her, right, and clearly she's very well fucking designed, and I saw the way she acted. She very quickly reminded me of a very specific person who used to be in my life, who I had a romantical interest in. That things just didn't work out, and I wanted nothing more than this to be a fucking douchey character with no redeeming qualities.
Mm.
I hate to say this, but I've joined the Kanon simp army, and I hate the fact I have to join that army now because I've kicked people for simping to her too early. I have done that. Brett, I'm talking to you. I haven't forgotten, but
More than once, we had to tell him to finish the game before making judgment on Kanon.
like, she's really well designed and she's super cool, and like literally there's one moment that like the second I saw her interaction with Fred, with her being like, all right, bro, you need to be more genuine. You're clearly fucking covering something up. Whenever that happened, that's it. It was over. That's what sold me on her. It was over from there. I didn't give a shit about her from the start of the game. I was like, all right, fine. She'll probably step into the back at some point. But she did one worse. She was actually helpful. And that's somehow worse to me.
Yep.
But yeah, honestly, super cool. Her connection to Fred was awesome. I think it's weird, right? Because I don't think that would actually be a very good ship, because I feel like there's just
It's illegal.
oh yeah, that it's but it's more just like the difference in maturity, right? Because like I think she has like, I think Fred can learn a lot from her. I think they would make good friends. Like she strikes me as like the older girl that like gets like some like high schooler or something thirsty for her, and then she just sort of use that opportunity to sort of teach him to just like sort of be better with women. I don't know. I really like their dynamic, and I think it's super cool. I just think maturity wise, like she's just too mature for Fred, and Fred just has a ways to go, and just I don't like that imbalance for that particular ship. But
Would you say she's out of his league?
I don't think anybody's out of anybody's league. I guess maturity wise she is. I just not in the traditional sense. Like I don't think, because I hate that sense of like, oh, she's too pretty for him. No, I hate that shit. But I guess mentally kinda.
It's one of those things of Kanon needed to slap Fret in the face to make him be him.
Yeah.
And she filled that role perfectly.
Yeah, she did. That's very true. But yeah, I like her. She actually turned out to be one of my favorite characters by the end. I think she's super cool. I think her death was super fucking impactful. It was a great moment in the game. And yeah, no, really cool character. I enjoyed her a lot.
I really thought she was going to backstab us. And then when
I
she
was
died,
waiting
I
for
was
it.
like, I'm sorry I ever doubted you, hun.
It's definitely one of those things of Kanon was, in my opinion, probably one of the best written characters in the game. Because your first assumption is she is going to stab us in the back later. And by the time you finish, or you get halfway through week 3, you're like, I wish I had never thought that.
Yeah.
I think she's one of the only characters in this game that actually, like, really made me feel.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah. I really love Kanon.
Yeah, she was really great. I really enjoyed her. I thought she was awesome. She's one of my favorite characters, up there with Beat, Fred. I loved her. Show, obviously.
Sucks that she's fucking dead.
You hate to see it. With that being said, I think we finally finished touching on all the characters we wanted to touch on without talking about character designs.
Excuse me?
There's 3 characters you're missing.
Oh shit! Never mind. I'm wrong.
Even one of them you even like. Actually, 2. We're missing 4 characters.
Never mind. OG cast. You're right. I forgot. Fuck.
And a certain blonde boy.
I don't know who you're talking about. So
Not that one.
Oh. Okay. So, is there any point in talking about Hazuki without reading the secret reports?
Yes.
First impression, yes.
Okay. I thought he was interesting. I thought he was cool. I thought he was
He literally forced Rindo to make a decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him, actually. I thought he was cool. And not just because he was wearing basically my jacket with phoenixes on. But yeah, no, actually quite liked him. I think I liked how suave he was. I liked he was kind of douchey, but not really. I liked how he forced Rindo to make a decision. I like how he forced Rindo to really think about, like, ask him just very hard questions and force him to make a really hard decision. I actually quite liked him. I quite liked Hazuki.
Good. That's the correct answer.
I can't wait to read the secret reports and learn to hate him.
I genuinely enjoyed Hazuki, especially during the forced walk segment, essentially, where he
go ahead, sorry.
When Hazuki forces Rindo to face everything that makes Shibuya and forces him to realize you have lost something, that was a very, very well written and very well paced moment, in my opinion. And the fact that Haz had to literally make Rindo make a decision.
Right.
Because he would have been fine either way. He didn't care. This doesn't affect him. But he's trying to correct a wrong that he knows exists.
Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I will say that the Hazuki section was probably my favorite part of the game. In terms of, like, just pure story, I think that was probably my favorite story moment in the game. I think
friend.
It was super well done. Yeah, that's like just like his tone and the way he spoke, and just like him going to Sun City, and like he was genuinely asking questions, like he was an angel that doesn't understand humans and what they go through, and just I liked him a lot. I actually liked that part of the game a lot. Fucking Mai's crushing on a character that I don't hate. What a concept.
All right, Mai, time to pop off.
When I saw him in trailer 3, I didn't really think much of him. I was like, who is this kid? And maybe that's
not
because
Joshua.
Who is this not Joshua? Because it's not Joshua. People were saying that it is. I'm like, excuse you. And I was just like, I mean, like I do like the 3D models in this, but you know, they're okay. They don't look exactly like the sprites, so they're not as good as the sprites in my opinion. but I was just very intrigued by the phoenixes on his jacket. I love phoenixes, so I loved the final boss. People calling it a chicken. You guys can fuck off.
Please,
I did
please.
that as a joke.
Why?
Are people actually doing that? I did that as a joke.
Yes. People call phoenixes fire chickens, and I hate them.
I hate it.
I'm sorry.
They're majestic birds. yeah. Fuck off, Ahmed.
I did do that several times when I went through that fight. I thought it was funny.
Oh, believe me, I know. I heard you, and I just bit my tongue. But when I saw his sprite pop up for the first time in game, I'm already like shocked. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I love that segment of the game. I'm pretty sure my mouth was just open the entire time, just going like, huh? Because I had no clue what was happening.
And not from Hazuki's jawline. Hubba hubba.
Yeah, but I love Joshua, okay, but I love him character, okay? But I shit you not, like, I saw Hazuki's character sprite, and I was like, oh shit, you're hot.
Oh no, he's hot.
Yeah, so, oops. But anyway.
Oops, I did it again. I fell in love with an angelic blonde boy.
Yeah, that was an interesting conversation that we had, Neku.
Yeah? Fucking yeah?
Yeah, after Neku finished the game, I was like, I need to talk about Hazuki. And well, I did.
I called her the fuck out. I think one of the direct lines that I said was, you fell in love with another angelic blonde boy. How do you feel about this?
Everything's fine. At least this one's less douchey.
I agree with that, actually.
A little bit. Just a bit. I know he is less douchey.
Yeah, his whole thing with making Rindo make a decision. That was such a great scene. And but there's also just the douchey part of him where I couldn't help but just laugh at some of the comments that he'll make. I just overall just really loved his character. Sorry. Why am I coughing? I actually got a little taken aback when I heard him giggle like Joshua, and I was like, oh god.
Not this again.
But he's just really, really cool character, and I will definitely be gushing about him more in the post game.
Fair enough. Neku.
I already gave my thoughts.
Oh, you already gave me thoughts. Let's see. What else? So Hazuki we've talked about. I guess it's now just it's the OGs now.
The true OGs.
Let's talk about Rhyme first. She's so cute. She's so I love the evolution to what? Have you never heard me make that fucking
No, you don't understand. I have Floral sitting next to me, and I have open back headphones, and she heard you make that noise. She started looking around like a dog looking for a whistle. It was the funniest thing I've seen all day. She's apologizing right now, but she doesn't have to be sorry. That was great.
She is so cute. Just her grown up sprite. Her redesign is great. She's a hacker now? Question mark.
I love it. I did not expect it at all, and I was like, "You go, girl!" Oh my god.
Not just any hacker, a hacker that could fucking hack into the UG. What?
She hacked into the RMS, which ties to the UG. She literally pulled a superpower where she reached into another dimension. Rhyme, what the fuck?
I don't know how she did it, but it was
magical voodoo player bullshit.
Yeah. So that was funny.
Yeah, and I thought that was Swallow the whole game. But then I was like, but that's Rhyme after seeing the blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh my god, she's a hacker. I love it.
It's one of those things of, my first thought was she got into hacking to fill the void of her lost goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I still stand by that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think she's great. I really enjoyed her in this. Weird loophole with her being able to see Rindo and Fred and the likes.
That was explained in the game. It's because they never actually died.
Yes. Yeah, no, I guess. Yeah, no,
Oh, right, yeah.
It kind of makes sense, but it feels a bit weird.
But the thing is that like no one else could see Rindo, Fred, and all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's because she was a player at one point.
That's what I chalk it up to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that could be explained. So yeah, I mean, I'm not super sure what's happening there, but again, yeah, Ryan was awesome. I thought she was super cool. Obviously, I'm sure people popped off when they saw like the message with Big Bro on it.
Genuinely one of the best moments of the game.
Yeah. Pop the fuck. I was unfortunate. That is like the one thing I was spoiled about. I'm really mad at what I was.
Yep, because you went on Twitter and I kept telling you not to.
I was trying to do a humanitarian mission to block the account with the spoilers without fucking adequately protecting myself. It's fine though.
Could have told me to do it.
Could have told me to do it.
Actually, I think that was before any of you guys have played the game. Actually,
there's no way that's possible.
Actually, yeah, that's not possible. You're right. Well, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do we get to talk about Shiki finally? Hell yeah. Yes. I love her. I'm so happy.
I'll go last.
Before you pop off, you sure you want to leave Josh for last?
Yes. Yes, I absolutely do.
Okay.
So
You know, I'd really think you wouldn't have something to look forward to, but okay.
Alright, fine. Let's talk about him. You want to talk about it so bad? Let's fucking talk about him. Let's talk about how he made him somehow more annoying. Let's talk about how, you know how Joshua was angry and annoying in the first game? Let's make him worse. Let's make him like, oh, you fell in love? I don't think so. Send her off to the Shadow Realm, boy. Get out of here. I hate him. I hate him. He sent him to Shinjuku to investigate the goddamn thing. Because he sent off to investigate. And then he has the audacity of being like, oh, Neku, you should be composer. Why would he want to be composer?
You know?
I think he needed that.
You know, Ahmed, I don't disagree.
Oh! Did he leave? Wait,
what did you just say? Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Wait,
she's agreeing with you. Roll with it. I continue.
What? What the fuck do you mean you agree with me? Wait,
my, please, before he breaks, continue your statement.
I do not like Joshua in this game.
Ha! Ha! What?
Yeah, I know. It's so depressing.
If I had a gasp sound, I would have played it right now. What? I am shook.
He is shooketh.
In fact, I'm so shook. This is how shook I am. This is me right now. What do you mean?
I do
what do you
not like
mean?
him.
Tell me more. I'm moving the avatars around on the screen if you can't see this.
Oh, okay. So
what do you mean?
Why are you shouting in her ear? Move back.
Okay. I'm happy I got to see him, and I'm happy he went to go be moral support for Neku. I am not happy that he did nothing. And
yeah, he did literally nothing.
And like, I'm not gonna talk about it because secret report shit. So I'll hold my tongue, but I still have thoughts about it, even minus the reports.
Oh, this
the
is
sigh of the secret reports.
Yeah, yeah.
I am so shook, dude. I need a minute. I think can we take a break? Can we cancel the episode? I feel like
Let's finish
I
these
wasn't ready for
characters
this.
and then we can stop.
Yeah, I just like in that scene with Neku. I hated that scene. And
I
it's not
feel
just because
this is so fucking all right. I need to see some ID right now, young man. You are not my. You are not. I show me that.
I know what she's going to say.
Pull out
Let
the driver's
her
license.
finish, and she will be my.
Okay. All right.
it is not because like I wanted like a sweet moment like Josh and Neku. No, I'll admit that like I had expectations, but there was no I was expecting a conversation to happen between Joshua and Neku, and I've been wanting it for so long. And, I should have known better than to want it and expect it, but I wasn't expecting this. Neku has grown, and he is, like, still salty, and there's still the dynamic in that scene, but they just talked about what happened in this game, but there's still so many things that happened in the first game. And I know it's like, it's a Rindo story, but it's still a sequel. There are still things that they could have, because they were still talking about stuff from the OG,
Yeah.
that they could have still addressed. And, I've just always wanted that conversation between Josh and Neku post-game.
They didn't address shit.
Yeah, they didn't address shit. And, I am also just really pissed that Joshua did nothing, okay? It's his
so
city.
Odd. Like, I swear I thought the Shinjuku Reapers held him hostage. That was, like, my theory.
I was so, convinced that Joshua got arrested by the higher plane, or something happened, and for him to still be the composer, for him to just come out at the end and be like, okay, well, Shoka, you go play the game again, and Rindo, have fun looking for her. That's a Joshua thing to do, okay?
Not only that, this motherfucker comes up in the last minute of, like, the big moments, like, oh, I'm here to help and take the glory, despite the fact I haven't shown my face the entire...
I still like that. Actually, I think my first, I like that. I have decided that I do like him showing up at the last second to support Neku. I do like it. But it is just kind of like he just popped up because he's a cameo.
Kinda, yeah.
And I saw him, I literally saw him appearing. I literally called it in my reaction thread. I'm like, Joshua's about to appear, isn't he? And I was like, sure enough, yep, there he is. But, I'll go more into it. Like, a lot of things a lot of my complaints about Joshua in this, I was just, like, coming up in my head right now, and a lot of them are post-game. And I'll address that at some point. But, it's just that conversation was just so terrible. I hated it. And for him to, I went off on a 30-minute lecture to these guys, okay, about Joshua's character development. And you can still see it there. He has gone through his character development, but then he's like, hey, Neku, you should be the composer. And I'm like, excuse me, why are you asking him that? Ask him to be the conductor, because you're not trying...
This is the best day of my life. This is the best day of my life. Like, where's the goddamn... Hold on. Let me get the goddamn Price is Right... Play the Price is Right theme.
Jeez.
The only thing that I will say is I am, to a degree, happy that Josh was like, time for you to go. You've been keeping her waiting for 3 years. But also, Josh, why the fuck did you show up this late? Your city was about to fall apart, literally at the seams, and you were like, I'll just let them handle it.
Yeah.
Like, you told me that's not exactly what his thought process was. I'll step in when it gets bad enough. Shibuya was already getting ripped apart more than once.
I mean, I'm not gonna step in until later.
just fucking, I wish I understood why.
Mm-hmm. Well, eventually you will. But even then, you might still be pissed, because I know I am. Yeah, I'm just really, really bitter about that scene with him and Neku. And, you know, it was, like, there's still, like, the comments, like, the banter between them. But, like, why the hell did he, like, I get why he sent him off to Shinjuku, but also, why?
I was trying to protect you from Coco. Bitch, you sent me 500 miles north.
For 3 years? You had to go protect them in Shinjuku for 3 years?
He never visited him.
What? Like, you know what I'm actually shocked about? I'm shocked that you feel this way after the secret reports. That's what I'm actually surprised about. Because I swear I thought you would feel differently after the secret reports. It doesn't sound like you do.
I do. I was a lot more pissed before the secret reports. I am still pissed, but I was more pissed before the reports.
Okay.
The reports calmed my nerves and explained some things to me, and I can accept them. But there are just some things that I am just still confused about and just don't get answered.
Mm.
And that makes me pissed. But I'll forever be mad about that conversation with Neku and Josh at the end of the game.
The only part I liked is when Neku asked to go home and Josh said, you can't keep her waiting anymore.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was like the line that I was like, ugh, they could have kept this convo going, and like there could have been. He kept the convo short. Like Neku, I know you're like kind of sick of him, but like Jesus, ugh.
So
they still call each other
Shiki.
partner at least, so I guess Neku still trusts him after all that.
Which is good. That's that stays. I'm glad that they kept that because he's supposed to. But what the hell is that excuse of like, what ulterior motive? He did just want to keep Neku safe. But then then Shinjuku got erased after he got sent to Shinjuku. And so it's just like for me, like I'm like, but then you left him there? Did you think he was dead, or what? Also, like, he didn't tell Hanakoma in Final Remix.
Nope.
He didn't say anything in Final Remix. He was not telling Hanakoma shit. He was like, I don't need him anymore. He's not my problem.
So, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the moment I've been waiting for. OTP. All other TPEWY ships, eat your goddamn heart out. Because the Nishiki fans won this day, this week, this month, and in fact this decade. Shiki's back. We finally got the face reveal.
14 years late!
It took 14
finally.
years for us to get the face reveal. And it did not disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
It was
She's
great.
so cute.
Yeah, she's adorable. I mean, I don't really want to talk about the voodoo magic with fixing the puppet fixes the soul, ?
That's a writing thing.
But I did think that she was great, and she came back great, and like, God, they're in love. They're falling in love. It's great. I'm so happy that they finally get to meet again in person. It was so fucking cute.
She
It was
literally
so
waited
cute.
3 years for this man.
It was so cute. It made me almost cry. It almost made me tear up, dude. It was so lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And she also, like, she just as a character, like, seems, like, really cool. She seems to have matured a bit. Obviously, she's now, like, an actual fashion designer, which is sick.
She's a businesswoman.
Yeah. But God, yeah, like, I just love everything about the way they represented Shiki in this. Finally showed her face. She finally got to reunion with Neku in front of Hachiko. It's all I ever wanted. Finally. Yeah, no, honestly.
She has the patience of a saint, by the way.
Yeah, she really does.
3 years of waiting in front of Hachiko with Mr. Mew in hand, and he finally shows up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I have no complaints. She was awesome. Her showing up was awesome. She had a great appearance, and she had a very, very, very touching moment. I'm fine.
All right, Mai, before he starts bawling on Mike, what do you think?
Do you have any more comments, Neku?
Not really. I'm happy.
Okay. I'm not.
Oh.
What do you mean?
I mean, I do appreciate Neshiki. And you guys did win.
Yeah.
And maybe I was just bitter after the Joshua Neku scene.
Mm-hmm.
But even looking back, just having my mind just be cleared, I did not like Shiki in this. Either.
Huh? Why?
See, you guys agreed earlier, and you had to shoot it in the foot.
Why? Why? What do you mean?
They just made her seem like a desperate crybaby, in my opinion. She
waited
is
for 3
strong.
years. Would you not be desperate up to 3 years?
I understand that, okay? I understand.
Do you?
I do, okay? However, comma.
You just stole his wording from him. I'm scared.
I just, like, she was just bawling her eyes out, and, like, I understand why, but her whole thing about,
buts.
like,
I understand why. Full stop.
she was just talking about, like, how she's always waiting here, and, like, I understand, but for me, I want Shiki to be strong. And,
you're right. She should have had a revolver in hand. You're right. She should have had a gun. That would have fixed everything. In fact, why didn't she just shoot Neko on the spot?
You know what?
That would have been the perfect
She should
ending.
have just ran. She should have just gotten her, like, she should have barged into Dead God's pad. I don't know. Just found Joshua, put a gun to his head, and be like, we're going.
Now, where is the boy?
But even more so, where the hell is Eri? Because she's the fashion designer.
You're grasping on
Shiki's
straws here,
just-
my dude. I'm not gonna, like... God damn it.
Eri is still important. And
She is.
She is very important. She is a side character, but she is extremely important to Shiki.
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't
for
bring
her-
our best friend on my fucking date. Like,
She wasn't even mentioned. All the credit for Gatonero went to Shiki. And, you know, they're supposed to be a team. Shiki's just the seamstress.
I will agree with that. I feel like she should have been at least mentioned. I do agree there.
So it just makes me really mad that Eri got just totally shafted in this. And, you know, it would have been fine if she just got a mention. And it's not that I don't believe in Shiki. She won the game. She's a strong girl. But she could have been a lot more stronger, I think. Like, I understand, like I said, I understand why she's emotional. But, you know, the Shiki that I know is a strong woman, okay? And, you know, I would think that she'd be able to be strong like Beat has been.
Yeah, good.
With
Yeah,
Neku's disappearance.
you're right. Yeah, no, good. Yep, no, mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
My rebuttal, and it's a very short one, is Beat knows what's going on, and he has other things to occupy him, like rhyme and trying to be better about everything. Shiki literally said she had been waiting in front of Hachiko for 3 years.
I don't remember her saying she'd been waiting in front of Hachiko.
I do remember her saying, I've been here like either every day or every week with Mr. Mew in hand waiting for him to show up. I swear I remember that happening.
I swear I don't remember that happening. But even with that being said, like, she could have still just been stronger about it.
Look,
I don't know. I just find waiting for a guy for 3 years at the same place. Yeah, it's cute, but it's also just kind of she's not doing any favors for herself.
I get it, but no, no. Look, it's this. Look, if I was waiting for somebody for 3 years, I had no idea whether they were alive or I would not. Let alone not even if they're coming back. I didn't even know if they were alive, and that happened. I would be pretty emotional too.
Like I said, I understand, but I just don't think that's how Shiki should be represented.
Maybe her life shouldn't revolve around Neku waiting, like waiting for Neku for 3 years.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know if that was the implication. Like, I don't know about the whole she waiting for Hachiko for 3 years thing.
The exact line is, every morning I tell myself today'll be the day, but I'm always wrong. So
Yeah.
That does not saying that she's been waiting in front of Hachiko.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I will say I'm incorrect on that. I misremembered the line, but she has been waiting for 3 years for him to return.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things of, if a real person was in the situation where they're waiting for their loved one to come back, seemingly from the dead for 3 years, and they finally show up, that's impactful. Like, crying in that situation, I think, is fine. I don't think it's a her being strong moment. I think that is her finally going, it happened.
And I agree with that, but it's just, I don't know, it's very hard for me to just even describe, I guess, my annoyance about how she was depicted. The characterization for the returning characters, I think they had beat and rhyme down, but I just did not like how they represented Shiki, Neku, and Joshua. And it's just something I'm never going to get over.
Damn.
Joshua, I can agree with. Neku and Shiki, I think they're as they should be. Yes, Shiki is a very strong woman, but again, this is a situation of she has been waiting for this moment for 3 years. It's finally happening. I think she's fine.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat. I'm not gonna judge her character based on this obviously very emotional moment for her. I do see where you're coming from though. Like if it is like her, but I don't think her life has stopped because of Neku. Because again, she has a brand now. And she has
she's still
brand.
working.
So it's not like her life has stopped because Neku isn't there.
She has a successful brand in Shibuya in 3 years.
So yeah, I think we'll have to disagree on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. So this is a bit of a pickle. I expected this to be a discussion of our spoiler review for the entire game. It has been 2 hours and a bit, and we have talked nothing more than character analysis. So,
just like us. Oops.
Whoopsie. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about the final part of this game, of the story. We're gonna talk about how we feel about it, and then we are gonna split this podcast into 2 parts. Ooh. For the first time ever, we're gonna have a part 1 and a part 2 to a podcast. Part 2 will be coming.
And hopefully never again.
Part 2 will be coming next week. I know. Insane. So yeah, this will be posted next week. Will be part 2 of this, where we talk about the other aspects of the game that we want to talk about. But for now, next week we're going to be talking about graphics, gameplay, music, final thoughts on the game, the future of the game, how it was marketed, sales, and also the writing. But for now, let's talk about the ending. I want to hear Mai's opinion first.
Nope, I'm going last.
I want to hear Neku's opinion first.
I have said this once, I will say it again. Right. Neo is a good game, and it has a good story, and it has a good ending. It's a very different writer, so it's a weaker ending than the first game.
I agree with that.
Agreed.
I enjoyed the qualities of this ending. I enjoyed how we ended where we were. I enjoyed all the characters getting their big moments. I enjoyed Shoka and Rindo's final interaction because it's just two teenagers in the middle of the city. Everything was wrapped up in a nice little bow outside of things that we know are probably going to be expanded upon later. This ending was good. Period. Full stop.
Fair enough. Neo, spoilers, right? Spoilers. Neo the One Ends With You is a 10 out of 10 game for me. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm currently actively having debate with myself whether I like it more than OG TPEWY or not. I think that this game is better than OG TPEWY in every aspect except for story. The story of this game is the one thing that I don't like as much as the OG TPEWY. A lot of that has to do with the ending. I think the ending is okay. I think it's, in fact, I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's just okay. I think it's pretty good. But the ending for the first game was exceptional. I think this just didn't hit on the same notes. So I think the story, like the writing and the story of the game overall is really good. Like I write the story overall. I like the pacing. I definitely, it's funny. By the time I got to week 3, I was like, man, this game does not have as much death and despair as the first game. And then week 3
the
happened.
The second he said that, the game went, fuck you, Ahmed.
Oh, you want death? Boom. Yeah, but like honestly, like obviously this game was on a way slower burn than OG TPEWY, and like it's not as vicious as OG TPEWY because OG TPEWY, like there was a lot more death right off the bat, and there was a lot of vicious dramatic moments. Like again, day 2, week 1 with Shiki in the OG game, like that is one of my favorite moments in video games. There's nothing like that here. It's on a much slower burn. It has a different atmosphere altogether. This game makes this Reapers game makes the OG Reapers game look like Taekwondo, like a really chivalrous sport. Like it was really well managed and shit. Like it. Oh my god, it's so broken. So I did enjoy the game. I enjoyed the character interactions. I love the character interactions and all that. I feel like I need to say all this because I don't love the way the ending specifically was handled. I think that up until like the hot section was the best part of the ending. No questions asked. I think up until that point, I was really loving it. Then that happened, and then we went back in time. The problem is, as soon as you took Kubo out of the picture, I feel like the ending lost quite a bit of tension. Because the big threat isn't there as much anymore. And then them deciding to do the whole, Neku does the remind thing, and Nagi does the dive and everything on the entire city. I feel like that should have been left to do after the final fight. I feel like doing it before the final fight made it a little bit anticlimactic because, all right, we did the thing. We just got to beat the boss now. I don't know. And then it was a very happy ending from there on out. Which is fine. Happy endings are good. But I'm comparing it to OG TPEWY in my head, which had like a very striking ending. It was a good ending, but there's still there was a lot of very striking, unexpected stuff about it. Whereas because of the replay and everything, it definitely chopped up the pacing of the finale a little bit for me. I will say I liked the fact that the ending was actually explained this time. Like the ending, it's pretty clear what the ending is this time. That is actually very good. I didn't like that about the OG TPEWY, that the ending of OG TPEWY is almost confusing. If you don't know a little bit of background knowledge, like it's not even super clear. If you're not paying attention, it won't even be super clear that whether he's back in the UG or not.
Well,
it's
sorry.
No, it's okay. So that's how I feel. But the ending again, I think it's good. I don't think it's amazing. I think, yeah, I just kind of wish that things ended up being a bit more climactic. I just felt like, oh, it's done now. I guess we gotta beat this bird. And then Phoenix. I'm sorry. I meant Phoenix. Phoenix.
We're both about to rip your throat out. You felt that.
And then it's done. The moments afterwards, obviously were pretty good. The ending with like Neku and Shiki, and even the stuff with Rindo and Shoko was pretty cute. That's all good. Although like it's pretty funny that after all that shit, Shoko looked him dead in the eyes and be like, friendship. That's what was always happening here. It's just friendship, which I mean, I know Square Enix isn't gonna acknowledge relationships ever, but goddamn, that was pretty funny in hindsight. But yes, in conclusion, pretty good ending. I have gripes about it. I'm curious what you guys think about that, because I don't think... Do you guys agree or disagree with that?
I agree with both of you guys. And I really wish the ending was more impactful. And I didn't even think about like why I thought it was so anticlimactic, but then you said it, Ahmed. Like, they should have done the whole waking up Shibuya after the final fight.
Yeah.
And like, for me, this game, I think the gameplay 10 out of 10. Just in terms of story, I give it a 7 out of 10.
Oof.
And yeah.
Keep in mind, she's much harsher on story than we are because she's the story buff.
Yeah, that's true.
And, it's also, when I first did this whole review back in the last episode, I gave it I think an 8 out of 10. But after, it just went down. And I wish it didn't. I want to love the story of this game, but I have so many gripes with it. And and I'll talk more about it in the writing, but just with this ending, I love the OG ending of TPEWY because I love being confused and having, and Ahmed's not like that, but I love not knowing what the hell is going on because I'm like, okay, that means it's going to be explained in the post game, and it is, and having that moment when you're reading those reports, I didn't have that with the secret reports in this game, not really. Because the ending was explained. And it was just upsetting.
I think the one thing about that is just like it's nice for people who like just are gonna play the game and are not gonna go through the effort, because it is a lot of effort to go through the secret reports.
The secret reports are hard in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The biggest comment I will always tell people when it comes to a TPEWY game in particular is the main story is going to be good. And having a close the book ending is not always good. I think it's one of the reasons why original TPEWY stuck in our heads so much as we got older, because it was an ending that wasn't explained. You had to dig to find all the right answers.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing that, it sticks in your head more.
Yeah.
The writing in this game is a lot more straightforward. I don't have a problem with that. It's new age writing. And keep in mind, it's been 14 years since the original game. It's probably been 16 plus years since the original writing of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things of the writing had to change for a newer audience. Because again, this is a game to bring people into the franchise. And I have no problem with that. It's still good writing. It's not as exceptional as the first game.
Yeah. And like, I agree with that. I think that this game was far more targeted to new players that it excluded and just didn't meet the expectations story-wise for returning players.
I can see why they did that, considering the sales of the original game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which that's a whole thing I'll get into in the next part of this episode, because I have things to scream about.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I think the ending overall was cute. It's a typical anime ending, and that's probably why I hate it.
It's a JRPG ending.
Oh, you hate it? You honestly
Well,
find that
I
you
mean,
hate it?
I don't hate it. I just don't like it that much.
Right.
You don't
I
like
think
cookie
that-
cutter.
I don't. Yeah, it's just after the whole thing with Haz, everything just really just felt anticlimactic after that. And just like, no, I'll talk more about that later.
We'll talk more about it later. We'll see you guys next week for part 2, I guess. It's...
Yeah, to be clear though, we all still love this game.
like this, yeah, this is what I was gonna say. This is by far the most controversial part of the game for all of us. Pretty much I think we can pretty much agree, like, looking at this list, we love everything else. Like, this is the only thing that I'm kind of iffy about.
I still love this story for what it is, but everyone's going to experience it differently because it's a coming of age story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think just for me, like, having to separate this game and remember that it's its own thing is such a struggle when it's called a sequel.
Well, that's the reason why they called it Neo TPEWY.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
said
I
in
know.
multiple interviews, this is not
I
a
know.
sequel, even though it's written as one. It's just one of those things of separating this game from the original TPEWY is hard. It's just
extremely.
is, especially for hardcore fans like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like, when, like, 2 years ago, before this game was even announced, and people were, like, talking about, like, what would they want with the new game, I was very dead set on, like, I would want a direct sequel, and a lot of people were like, I just want a new Reapers game and a new city, and a new story, new game, main cast, and when they announced Neo, I was like, they seem to have made a good compromise of both of those desires. And I'm so, like, after playing it, I'm so conflicted on whether I would have wanted this or a new game without returning characters. I probably would have just been upset without, seeing Neku, Joshua, and all of them again. But I don't know if I would have liked them, if I liked them, seeing them in this game or not at all.
Oof. Goddamn. Okay, no. I don't feel that bad about it. I still like the story. Like, I still think I like
That
Like, is it still a 10 out of 10 game? The story is probably an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Maybe a 9
I still
out of
call
10?
it a 9 for me because I got so much out of it.
Yeah.
Like, as we all have our favorite characters, we all wanted something very specific to happen. And I always told people, I'm coming into this game with no expectations. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't care what's going to happen. I'm going to take this game at face value. And I enjoyed what I got.
The thing is, like, do you include, when I say story, like, do you include, because, like, when I say story, I mean literally, like, the story beats and what happens as a story. But, like, the character interactions are 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah,
what
I
I
agree
mean?
with that.
That's part of the story for me. If the characters didn't interact well, I wouldn't be interested.
Oh, like, if you include character interactions, it goes way up. But, like, if we're talking just strictly the story beats and how the story progresses, it's like an 8.5. If, like, character interactions are 10 out of 10. And the writing is even the writing is really good. Like, I love the way the dialogue written and all that. But more of that in part 2. Let's part 2. We're cutting here.
You want to just hit that end screen real quick, buddy?
It's no, I didn't put in the right date because I didn't expect us to have to do it next week, and also like the audio messed up. It's fine. Amit from the future will put an end screen. I trust him kind of. Okay, next week we continue. We do we do gameplay, graphics, music, writing, and our final thoughts on Neo TPEWY. Same. Okay, hold on. You know what? Let me test this out. We might get lucky, and this might actually work. Hold on. Bear with me. Yes, it's working. A miracle. Not the 8th of August.
Amazing.
Oh, hold on.
Just ignore the date, everyone.
It's fine. Just don't worry about it. Do worry about me thanking. Oh god, this isn't updated. Willowbun, Exilor, RSP, Zetaslow, Shinkojin, Dark Dude, Slimasu Shipper, Krista Ventresca, Kyle Turpy, and Salty Dwayne, who's a new Patreon who's not on that list. I'm sorry, Salty Dwayne. I will add it. I will make up for my transgressions. But yes, catch us next week on the oh god, when was it supposed to go up? Oh no.
This is going up on the 28th.
So this is going up on the 28th. So the 4th of September is when part 2 is going up. I can't believe our spoiler review is about to be 5 hours long. Good night, everybody. Goodbye.
Neshiki supremacy.
I'm so embittered.